Everybody, give it up for day 4 of Umineko. I only just realized that as I was hitting go live. This is technically the 4th day in a row of playing Umineko. And tomorrow, assuming I stay true to my word, will be the 5th day in a row. So, if that doesn't spell commitment to Umineko and finishing, I'm holding on to it. This is going to be finished by the end of the year. The whole shebang. Then I don't know what would. I'm going to turn that down actually a bit. Beep bop bop. Beep bop bop. Beep bop bop. Beep bop bop. The kids have some quizzes to fail. All right, same as yesterday. Plans just to be hitting about 2 or 3 hours. Umineko, somewhere in between there, hopefully. You know, depending on where the breaking point is, maybe I head into like an hour of Final Fantasy after. Kind of vibe check it. Vibe check. I feel like I don't have to like mentally recap what happened last episode because it was just yesterday. But basically, the whole quiz, you know, I think the main important thing was we saw the administering of the quiz to 2 of the 4 candidates to take the head leadership role of the Ishimura family, that being George and Jessica. Jessica by Renove, as you can see here in the thumbnail. George was met with Gap, our favorite, potentially. Gap. Or maybe not favorite. I don't know. I don't know what the public opinion of Gap is. There's always that thing where I'm like, I don't know. Who can say? Who can say what the general consensus is? Definitely not me. I'm so far removed. I'm just gonna guess people like Gap. I'll just guess. I'll just guess. Okay, so I know I had accidentally forwarded the dialogue 1 tick at the end of last stream. It was Renove asking Jessica here, well then, have you nearly decided on your answer? Because this was like a slight scene transition. From what I recall. Before that it was... Oh yeah, we saw Kinzo. Kinzo, immediately before this, was asking the bunny girls for their answers to the quiz. And they, didn't give him good enough answers, according to him. So there's that. Was that whole deal. Alright, so let's go. Dots. As Jessica stared at the letter that had been crushed and lay on the floor, she hung her head in constant silence. All that filled the room was a stir from wind and rain shaking the treetops. Regardless of how noisy that was, it actually made the stillness more apparent. Renove waited for Jessica's answer. However, Jessica didn't answer. Whether she was lost in deep thought or had stopped thinking, Renove couldn't tell. No, he might actually have known. But cruelly, like a demon, Renove urged Jessica to voice it. I don't know why I do this, but I gotta remember. It's always when I sit down to stream that I look at like my phone that's on the desk a little further away from me. Because I'm not constantly looking at my phone during stream, because I'm a good streamer. But I look at my phone and I'm like, ooh. I've gotten in such a habit of setting the next morning's alarms while I'm sitting down for stream the night before. I don't know why my brain works like that. If you cannot choose any.
そのお命、せめて痛みがないよう安らかに頂戴させていただきますが、さて。
I can at least bring you peace without pain, but... Me?
はい。
Yes?
聞こえかねました。
I had trouble hearing.
もう一度お願いできますかな。
Could you say it again, please? I'm gonna try adjusting my mic just slightly here. Just a little raise. There we go. Alright, Jessica lifted her face and looked straight into Renove's eyes. It seemed that she had decided on her answer. Wow, Jessica actually picked herself. Apparently. A little bit of a first shock. I gotta say, I was not giving Jessica enough credit. I totally thought Jessica was either not gonna... I mean, my first gut instinct was that she wasn't gonna answer at all. But then maybe Renove did talk her into saying, hey, if you're not gonna pick anything, you might as well just pick yourself and save the others. So maybe that's what that is. But my first thing was I thought she was gonna refuse and not play into the game. And then second, I honestly thought she would have maybe picked everyone but her and Cannon. I'm not giving Jessica enough credit. She says, kill me. Jessica said it one more time, clearly. Perhaps Renove had imagined that this would be her answer from the very beginning. Without any surprise, he smiled lightly and nodded. I thought you would choose that answer, Jessica-sama.
さて、このテストはどの選択肢が正解、不正解というものではありません。
Well then, there's no right or wrong answer to this test.
重要なのはどのような考えを経てその答えに至ったかという部分です。
The essential part is what thoughts led you to that answer.
さあ、
Come now.
ジェシカ様の、そして次期当主としての心構えを持ってそれをお答えください。
Please answer with a fitting attitude for the successor.
別に死にたくて一番目を選んだわけじゃないさ。
It's not like I chose the first one because I want to die.
2番のカノン君を死なせること。
The second one was letting Cannon-kun die.
こんなのもちろん論外。
Of course, that was out of the question,
だから除外。
so I excluded it.
3番のその他みんなの命。
The third one was everyone else's lives.
こんなのももちろん論外。
Of course, that was also out of the question,
だから除外。
so I excluded it.
そしたら1番目の選択肢しか残らなかった。
After that, only the first choice remained.
消去法ですか。
Process of elimination, is it? Something tells me that Kinzo is not looking for an answer out of process of elimination. Or, hey, this is the least bad choice. I'm just gonna guess. I'm just gonna guess that's not the kind of thought or logic Kinzo wants to hear. Especially when it seems the most important part of the quiz is your reasoning for picking what you pick, right? So if you just go, well, it's the least bad choice, or the other two options were off the table, so I'm just picking the one that's left, like... You know what I mean? So, it was not something you chose proactively. After chuckling slightly, Renove dropped his gaze. A human couldn't even imagine what answer Demon would have been expecting. All she could understand was that this was apparently slightly below Renove's expectations.
悪くはありませんが、良くもない回答です。
That answer is neither bad nor good.
60点というところでしょうか。
60%, I believe you could call it.
少し失望しましたよ。
I'm a little disappointed.
自信を持って選べみたいなこと言っておいて、そうしてやったら失望とは自分勝手な野郎だぜ。
You're a pretty selfish bastard, telling me to answer with self-confidence and then being disappointed when I do.
消去法というだけではないようですね。
Apparently there was more to it than the process of elimination.
いずれにせよ落第点ですが、もう少しお考えがあるようだ。
It's a failing grade either way, But there seems to be a little more to your thoughts.
伺いましょう。
Allow me to ask.
死にたくないさ。
People don't want to die,
だから一番なんて誰だって選びたくない。
so no one would want to choose the first option.
人は幸せに生きたくて生の限りをあがいてるんだぜ。
People want to live in happiness and struggle as much as life will let them.
だから本当はまず一番目なんてありえないはずなんだ。
So normally, the first choice should be impossible from the beginning.
しかし、あなたは一番目の選択肢。
However, you took that first choice.
自分の命を捨てることを選んだ。
You chose to throw away your own life.
その選択肢しか残らなかった。
Only that choice remained for you.
一応それぞれの選択肢を選んだ後の未来のことを考えてみたぜ。
I tried thinking of the future that would come from choosing each one.
ほ
Oh?
う、いかがでしたか？
And what did you see?
まずカノン君を死なせてみた。
First, I tried letting Kennen-kun die.
私は自分の大好きな人を見捨ててまで生きる残りの生涯を想像してみた。
I tried to imagine the rest of my life after having abandoned the one I love.
それはどんな生涯でしたか？
What kind of life was it?
生きるにも値しない最低の女だった。
It was a horrible woman who didn't deserve to live.
いつまでも自らの選択を悔やみ、
A
ただ
sha-
後悔だけのために生きるみすぼらしい女だった。
a shabby woman who always lamented her own decision and lived only to regret.
大好きな人を見捨てて生きることを選んだ最低の女なんて私には許せない。
I can never forgive a horrible woman who'd choose to live and abandon the person she loved.
私が自ら引導を渡してやる。
I put an end to her myself.
勇ましい。
How brave.
では、3番目の選択肢も考えられたのでは？
So, did you also consider the third option?
あ、
Yeah.
私とカノン君以外の全員を死なせても見た。
I tried letting everyone but me and Kennen-kun die.
カノン君はそんな私を好きになるはずはない。
There's no way Kennen-kun would like me if I did that.
そして私もまたいくらカノン君がいてもそのために見捨てた大勢の命が生涯十字架となってのしかかってきた。
So again, even with Kennen-kun, I was forced to bear the cross of abandoning so many people.
そしてその十字架はカノン君にまでのしかかった。
And even Kennen-kun was forced to bear it.
私はカノン君に十字架を背負わせるために愚かな選択肢を選んだりはしない。
I'm not gonna make a foolish choice that leaves Kennen-kun bearing that cross.
もしそんなことをする私がいたなら私はその未来の私を許さない。
I wouldn't be able to forgive a future me who did something like that.
その女にも私が引導を渡してやる。
I put an end to that woman myself too. Jessica had pictured it in her mind. The future beyond each of the three choices. There were three Jessicas. One of the three, two had regrets. Of the three, two had regrets. Only one could hold her head high and smile like Cannon.
私さ、
You know?
生意気にもカノン君に説教をしたことがあるぜ。
I once had the nerve to preach something to Cannon-kun.
自分の人生を思い切り生きてみろみたいなことを。
Something about trying to live life to the fullest.
自分の人生を思い切り生きる。
Live your life to the fullest.
味わいある言葉ですね。
Meaningful words.
それは意外にとても難しいものです。
And a surprisingly difficult thing to do.
だからさ、
So yeah,
私が胸を張ってカノン君に見せなきゃならないんだよ。
I had to stand proud and show Cannon-kun.
胸を張ってお天道様を真正面から見て思い切り笑顔でいられる生き方ってやつを。
Show him how to live by holding your head high and looking straight at the sun with a full smile. I think they advise you not to look straight at the sun, Jessica.
あなたの自己犠牲をカノンは受け入れられるでしょうか。
Well, can it be able to accept your self-sacrifice?
あなたの身勝手な選択が余計に彼を傷つけてしまうことには思いが至りませんか。
Haven't you thought that your selfish decision might hurt him more than is necessary?
だから伝言を頼みたい。
That's why I want to leave a message.
ほう、
Huh?
お聞きはしますが、何しろ私は悪魔です。
I will listen, but I am after all a demon.
約束は守らないかもしれませんよ。
I may not keep my promises, you see.
守って。
Keep it.
約束。
Your promise. Renova's like, oh, since you asked so nicely. Jessica spoke that looking quite unconcerned. Jessica spoke that looking quite unconcerned. That's how you should read that sentence. She had asked the demon who was about to take her life to pass on a message, and she didn't think at all that she would be betrayed. At that extremely innocent smile, Renove closed his eyes lightly and shrugged his shoulders.
いいでしょう。
I see nothing wrong with that.
それで
So,
彼に何と伝えればよろしいですか。
what shall I tell him?
カノン君の思いっきりの人生を。
No, this is actually... it's actually kind of sad. Tell Kanon-kun to live his life to the fullest.
ちょっと違う。
No, that's not quite it.
カノン君のじゃない。
Not Kanon-kun.
本当の名前は未だに教えてもらえないけど、
He still hasn't told me his real name yet.
本当のカノン君の人生を思いっきり生きて。
Tell the real Kanon-kun to live his life to the fullest.
そう伝えて。
Tell him that.
お嬢様。
Lady.
ジェシカ、
Jessica.
お前というやつは。
You really are.
炉の上は気まぐれですから伝言をしなかった可能性もありました。
Renova is fickle, so he might not have passed the message on.
幸運でしたね。
You certainly are fortunate
私がこの光景を見せていて。
to have me here showing you this scene. A musty three-sided mirror was set beyond the bars, and the scene with Jessica was reflected on it. Ah, a magic mirror. On the next mirror, the scene with George was reflected in the same way. None of them questioned how a three-sided mirror had appeared from a group of butterflies, nor did they wonder why these scenes with Jessica and George were reflected on it, because the reflected scenes themselves were more important.
そこまで
Are you so prepared
こいつのために
to throw your life away?
命をも投げ出せるというのか。
For his sake?
申し訳ありません。
My apologies. Krauss looked at Cannon with a complicated expression mixed in with a bitter smile. Cannon wouldn't meet his eyes. Yeah, that's gotta be
ワル
awkward.
ギリア様、
Virgilia-sama,
お嬢様が命を落とされることはありません。
there's no reason for Milady to throw away her life.
僕を殺してください。
Please, kill me.
2番目の選択肢に
Please change
変
it.
えてください。
Please change it to the second choice.
それで全ては丸く収まるはずです。
That way, everything should resolve itself. Laughs at the face of Cannon.
その願いを私に叶えることはできませんよ。
I'm not capable of granting that wish.
これはジェシカの選んだ自らの選択なのですから。
After all, this is Jessica's own decision, which she herself chose. At that time, suddenly, the air split and the Chester sisters appeared, flying into Virgilia's chest. Oh, okay. Why? Virgilia-sama! Scream.
ひどいんです、ひどいんです。コールラス・ビス教がひどいんです。
So mean, so mean. Lord Goats with the so mean. Wah.
私だって待ってるのであります。
I'm Doing the best I can.
潰して家畜の餌とかあんまりであります。
Crushing me for animal fodder. That's just too much. Use. Virgilia, who still didn't have a clue what was going on, was mobbed by the sobbing Chester sisters.
はいはい、大丈夫ですよ、大丈夫ですよ。泣かないで、泣かないで。
There, everything's alright, don't cry.
美味しいお紅茶を入れてあげますからね。
I'll make you some delicious tea.
お前たち、ここの見張りを任せます。
I'm leaving it up to you all to guard this place.
不審な真似をしたらすぐに知らせるのですよ。
If they do anything suspicious, inform me immediately. The goat attendants all faced each other, nodding their heads. Virgilia took the Chester sisters and left. The sound of them going upstairs could be heard, so they had probably gone to an upper floor. These guys.
チャンスだわ。
This is our chance.
このヤギ頭どもは頭が悪いみたい。
Looks like these goat heads are morons.
うまく騙せないかしら。
I wonder if we can trick them. Kyrie realized an opportunity had arrived, but even so, she hadn't thought of a way to break the metal bars. The Jessica reflected on the three-side mirror had her eyes closed, as though in contemplation. The way she had both hands stuck into her pockets, wanting to be defiant until the very end, might have been her own aesthetic stance.
私の言い分は以上だ。
That's all I have to say.
殺せよ。
Kill me.
わかりました。
Understood.
それでは
Well then.
ご安心を。あなたへの死はどんな眠りよりも優しく慈悲深いものにいたします。
Fear not, for I shall make your death more gentle and merciful than any sleep. As Renove raised his palm, he slowly approached Jessica. Damn it! Oh! Oh! Realizing that his daughter was about to be killed, Krauss went half mad and repeatedly body slammed the metal bars. The goats looked like they were sneering at how a mere human didn't stand a chance at breaking those bars. Krauss's pointless effort certainly may have been comical, but Krauss was giving it everything he had. He was now living with all he had as Jessica's father, so that he could save her. Kenny made tight fists with both hands. If he used his cursed power, he might be able to cut through even metal bars. I'm gonna move the mic again. Perfect. I think. Perfect? Yeah. Test. Okay. But there were a full 3 goats. There was no way he could defeat 3 of them in an instant. It would instantly be reported, and then even Virgilia and the Chester sisters would probably dash in. Even if he could break the bars, that would be the end of it. It was useless. Kenan already knew that the witch sneered at useless efforts like that, so he could do nothing but stare at Krauss's repeated body slams.
庄司様。
George-sama. Shannon, who had been looking at the 3-sided mirror, raised her voice. When they looked, they could see George, who had been silent the whole time, lift his face. It seemed that George had also decided on an answer. Have you decided?
君の答え。
On your answer?
ああ、
Yeah,
決まったよ。
I've decided.
それは揺るぎない答え。
Is it an unwavering answer?
ああ、揺るぎないね。
Yeah, it's unwavering.
なら聞かせてもらうわ。
Then let me hear it.
ああ、ちなみに
Oh, by the way,
ジェシカはどうも自分の命を差し出すことを選んだようよ。
it seems Jessica decided to take the your life option.
まさか優柔不断な君も同じ答えを選んだって言うんじゃないでしょうね。
Surely such an indecisive person as you isn't going to choose the same answer, right?
ジェシカはジェシカの答えを出したのさ。
Jessica gave her own answer.
それがどの選択であろうとも、それはジェシカの答えだ。
No matter which choice that was, it was Jessica's answer.
僕の答えに何も干渉しないよ。
It doesn't influence my answer in any way.
そう
I see.
なら改めて聞くわ。
Then let me ask again.
以下に掲げる3つのうち
Among the 3 mentioned below,
2つを得るために 一つを生贄に捧げる。
In order to gain 2, sacrifice 1.
1、
1.
自分の命。
1. Your life.
2、シャノンの命。
2. Shannon's life.
3、それ以外の全員の命。
3. Everyone else's life.
あなたが選んだのはどれ？
Which one will you choose?
まさかジェシカと同じ1番？
Could it be the first one, like Jessica?
違うね。
Wrong. Damn.
へえ、
Oh? Gap looked a little surprised, because she had thought this timid-looking man would obviously choose that option.
ならよかったわ。
Very well then.
私にとって一番退屈な選択肢が外れてくれてよかった。
I'm glad the most boring option for me has been removed.
じゃあまさかとは思うけど
Then,
2番？
as crazy as it sounds, could it be the second option?
シャノンの命を見捨ててみせる？
Can you abandon Shannon's life?
まさか。
You must be joking.
今夜まさに婚約指輪を贈ろうという相手をどうして僕が？
Why would I do that to the person I was going to give an engagement ring to tonight?
これは大胆だわ。
How bold.
それが君の答えなの。
Is that your answer?
そうさ。
That's it.
僕の答えは
My answer is
3番さ。
the third option. Wow. I'm stunned. I am stunned by both people's answers so much. Honestly, okay, if George is picking the third option, there's got to be some like clever move he's trying to pull off, right? Surely he's not in earnest saying, yeah, fuck everyone else. Well, let me think about the situation. Is he just thinking both of my parents are already dead? And so honestly, fuck everyone else? He probably, if both of his parents are dead, and he goes, well, I don't really like Kraus. I don't really have any ties to Kyrie. And then fuck these guys. You know, maybe. And then keep himself and Shannon alive? Well, okay. Maybe there is some smart move he's planning, but let's all think about, like, if he was answering this in earnest, right? And he was like, I think then the only way you can interpret it is what I just kind of laid out. He's looking at the situation. He goes, all right, cool. So it's not like technically, like, both of his parents are dead. His immediate ties are dead. And it's pretty much on the record that he probably thinks the rest of the parents, I mean, 2 of them are already dead, but the rest of the parents kind of suck ass. Because he's like, they just fought amongst themselves. So fuck them. And then he probably is like, all right, so then the only people I have to really weigh it against is my life and the person I love versus Jessica, who's already dead. He was already just told Jessica chose to kill herself. So then the only 2 people, so it's not even 3 people. He is weighing him and Shannon's life versus potentially Battler and Maria. And no one likes Maria. Let's be honest. So you have, it starts making it so that the math is that it almost just comes out to be the smarter choice. Is that what he's saying? Is that what he's thinking? That's got to be what he's thinking. Oh, I'm starting to, it sounds terrible, but I'm starting to vibe with George. You just have to look at the people that are left and who he would care about. I don't think he cares about Maria if she died. Battler's kind of a piece of shit. He's not that great to George. Jessica's already gonna die. I mean, maybe George is on to something, as terrible as it sounds. George took the third option. Everyone else's lives. Unsurprisingly, Gap hadn't imagined that he'd give an answer like that. She had been sure that he'd choose the same one as Jessica, so she was interested in how he had reached that answer. How he had reached an answer that surprised the imagination of the 33rd ranked of the 72 demons.
聞かせてほしいわ。
I want you to tell me.
自分と愛する婚約者だけが無事で、それ以外の全てを犠牲にできる境地というのを聞かせてほしいわ。
I want you to tell me the circumstances that made it possible for you to sacrifice the lives of everyone else so that you and the fiancé you love would be safe.
あなたもジェシカと同じで消去法というやつ。
Did you use the process of elimination, like Jessica?
違うね。
Wrong.
はっきりこれしか僕には選択肢がないのさ。
I clearly have no choice except this one.
自分さえ良ければいいと。
So, you don't care what happens, as long as it's good for you?
愛する女と引き換えに世界を犠牲にできると。
So you can sacrifice the world for the woman you love?
君は何を言っているんだい？
What are you even talking about?
何？
What? George faced the demon as he spoke, almost as though he was disgusted.
僕は今夜ここに
Tonight?
シャノンを呼び出し、婚約の証である指輪を渡すつもりだった。
I planned on calling Shannon right here and giving her this ring as proof of our engagement.
僕とシャノンの婚約を祝福しない者もきっと多いだろう。
There probably are quite a few people who wouldn't celebrate engagement between me and Shannon.
僕は彼女との婚約を宣言することで親族すべてを敵に回すと覚悟していた。
I was prepared to make enemies of the entire family by announcing my engagement to her.
僕にはあるんだよ。
I've been prepared.
この島に訪れたその時から。いや違う。
Since the time I came to this island. No, that's not it.
彼女に婚約したいと打ち明けたその時からね。
Since the time I confessed that I wanted to engage her.
結婚さえできれば他の何もかも犠牲にできると。
So, you can sacrifice everything else as long as you can get married?
結婚とは
Marriage means
自分は生涯妻の味方であり続けるということだ。
continuing to be your wife's ally for your whole life.
僕にはその時点で
At that point,
彼女のために世界の全てを敵に回す覚悟があるんだ。
I was prepared to have the entire world as my enemy for her sake. I'm sure the rest of the family here in the jail cell love seeing this unfold. They're probably like, "Oh, this is unfortunate for us." Those words, through the three-sided mirror, also reached Shannon's ears, and that determination reached her eyes. Shannon certainly had promised to be given an engagement ring tonight. Then, this incident had occurred, and she hadn't been able to receive the ring. But now, even though it wasn't in the form of a ring, Shannon had received something even greater. And as proof of that, a single tear with the same sparkle as a diamond dripped down. Heh.
それはなんともふるった答えだことね。
What a courageous answer.
なるほど。よく考えたら君にこれは気楽な選択肢だわ。
I see. If I really think about it, this was an easy decision for you.
だって君の両親は第一の晩にすでに殺されちゃってるんだもんね。
After all, your parents were already killed on the first Twilight, right?
今さら君にとって死んで困る人間は誰もいない。
But now, there's no one whose death would trouble you.
なるほどね。これは簡単な選択だったわ。
I see. Truly an easy choice.
何とでも言うがいい。
Say whatever you want.
これが僕の、そして僕の次期当主としての覚悟と選択だ。
This determination and choice are mine, and mine is the successor. Sorry, I had to check something. Okay. The sparkle in George's eyes was brilliantly sharp. For just an instant, Gap felt the same sense of threat as Kinzo's and was slightly overwhelmed.
なるほ
I see.
ど。ゴールドスミスと同じ答え。というわけ。
Yes, the same decision as Goldsmith.
君もあどけなさそうな顔して、将来はとんだ悪魔になるわけね。
So even with your innocent face, you'll also become a terrible demon in the future.
なんだ。私たちとてもうまくやれそうじゃない。
What do you know? We might get along pretty well.
君がゴールドスミスの後を継ぐ。
You will succeed Goldsmith.
そしてやがては私は召喚され、君に仕えることもあるかもしれない。
Eventually, I may even be summoned and serve you.
それも案外面白いかもしれないわね。
That could be surprisingly interesting. Gap had needed to change her opinion of George. This man bore a determination and resolve unimaginable from his outward appearance. And not just now, but since the very beginning.
僕には今すぐ当主を継承する覚悟がある。
I am prepared to inherit the headship right away.
いや違うね。
No, that's not it.
君はこのテストを当主として考えろと言った。
You told me to think as a head in this test.
だから僕は自分が当主であると前提して答えたんだ。
So I answered based on the premise that I am the head.
いや、それすら違う。
No, even that's not it.
当主そのものとして考えた。
I thought as a head himself.
僕は今後宮家の当主なんだ。
I am now the head of the Ishiromiya family. Well, okay. If he says so.
見事だわ。そこまで言えるなんてね。
Splendid. To think that you'd be able to go so far.
君はどうやらかなりの大物だわ。
Seems you truly are one to be reckoned with.
バトラとマリアのテストはまだだけど、私は君が合格でいい気がする。
Battlers and Maria's tests remain, but I've got a good feeling that you'll pass.
でもその答えがかけねなしの本当のものならね。
But only if that is your true, unexaggerated answer, you see.
僕の覚悟を疑うというのか。
Do you doubt my resolve?
君が選んだ選択肢を実行できる？
Can you carry out the option you chose?
今すぐ自らの手でこの島に存在する全ての命を生贄に捧げることができる？
Can you, right now, with your own hands, offer all the lives that exist on this island as sacrifices?
自らの手でよ。
By your own hand?
できるね。
I can.
その覚悟はあると僕は何度も言っている。
I've said I was prepared to do so several times.
ならば今すぐゲストハウスに戻り、バトラとマリアを殺しなさい。
Then return to the guest house right away and kill Battler and Maria.
それが終わったら他の人質たちも連れてきてあげる。
When that's done, I'll bring you the other hostages.
君の手でシャノン以外の全員をその目の前で処刑してみせるのよ。
Execute each of them except Shannon before her eyes.
できるんでしょ？
You can do it, right?
できるね。
I can.
僕の覚悟は君程度のそれとはレベルが違う。
My resolve is on a whole different level from yours.
ならば実行しなさい。
Then carry it out.
すべてに死を。
Death for them all.
新しき後宮家の当主としてこの血塗られた儀式の遂行を。
Complete this bloodstained ceremony as the new Ishiromiya family head.
了解したよ。
Understood.
実行する。
I'll carry it out.
僕は今やもう後宮家の当主だ。
I'm already the Ishiromiya family head.
ええ、そうよ。
Yes, that's right.
自らの手でその玉座を赤く染めなさい。
Stain that throne red by your own hands.
君は悪魔たちを滑る魔界の王となる。
You will become the king of the spirit world who controls the demons. Gap was convinced. This man truly was fitting to succeed Kenzo's madness. Below wind, cry thunder. Celebrate the birth of the new Demon King. The Demon Island has now welcomed its new lord. Hello, hello. In response to the demon's call, a tempest raged more and more. Then, a massive lightning bolt fell, its tearing thunder and brilliant light giving the sensation of a moment of silence. Chad George, question mark? I don't know. Am I supposed to think that this is a Chad move by him? I don't know if I want to even go that far. But like, I can't even like, I don't know if I can even accurately call it selfish. Because I walked through the reasoning, and it, like, I understand why he chose this. But it's just, it's crazy. It was unexpected. So about the order of the murders. I get to choose that, right? Please, as you wish, Your Majesty, the new Demon King of Rokenshima. As your heart desires. As your heart desires, I mean. Well then, to start. Oh my. George? I don't know if this is gonna work like you think it's gonna work. That means the first one's gonna be you. Got a problem with that? Huh? A gust of wind blew, stirring up George's jacket as if it was a cloak. It was very much like the cloak worn by the head. Definitely carried that impression of dignity. At that time, Gap truly did see the storm wiped away, and the sky covered with a pure white and vast full moon. The man who called himself the new head bore the full moon on his back and sneered at the demon. Even the lives of the entire Ushiromiya family are now part of my fortune. Reparations will be made for the damage that's been done. And it won't come cheap. You didn't seriously think you could take my parents, Aunt Natsui, Uncle Rudolph, Aunt Rosa, and Genji-san's lives and expect me to overlook it, right? Oh shit. George is pulling off what we call a pro gamer move right now. Oh my god. Huh? Huh? Impertinence. Renove was trying to press his palm against Jessica's chest and stop her heart. But right before he could, his hand stopped. On the carpet at their feet, 1, 2 small red flowers bloomed with a plop, plop. The seed of those flowers was way up high, piercing into the heavens, on Jessica's fist. Renove's nose was stained red with spewing blood, and those drops had been dripping onto the carpet. Oh, what is this? Music! By the way, That just now was my answer as a maiden.
次期当主としての回答は別だぜ。
My answer as the successor is different.
お伺いします。
Allow me to ask,
大好きな人も家族も親族もみんな
the person I love, my family and my relatives, everyone,
私が守る。
I'll protect them.
私が当主ならそれは私の責務だ。
If I'm the head, then that's my duty.
お父さんは威張ってるだけじゃない。
Dad wasn't just swaggering around.
私や母さんを守ってた。
He protected me and Mom.
後ろ宮家を受け継ぐ重圧ってやつと何十年も戦ってた。
He fought the pressure of succeeding the Ishimiya family for decades.
だからわかるぜ。
That's why I know
次期当主ってのはな、軽くねえんだよ。
being the successor is nothing trivial.
だからさ、
So you know what?
捨てられるんだよ。
I can give it up.
自分の命くらい簡単にかけられちまうんだよ。
Betting my own life is something I can do easily. Jessica knew. She knew that in order to protect her family, her father had bluffed and fought alone continuously. Jessica understood something that his back had been telling her. Another left straight was buried into Renove's face. My god! Jessica's just throwing hands! That terrifying strike wasn't due just to the brass knuckles she was using. It was a strike of a person, a family head, who could throw away everything in order to protect.
父さんが次期当主の資格を失ったなら、
If Dad's lost his qualifications to be the successor,
順当に次の当主は私が継承するぜ。
then I, the next in line, will succeed the headship.
後ろ宮家当主、後ろ宮ジェシカ。
Head of the Ishiromiya family, Ishiromiya Jessica. Imagine actually punching Renove in the face. I mean, I would feel bad because I'm sitting here being like, well, Renove's probably the most chill person to like get the quiz administered by, you know? And he was trying to kind of be nice to her. And then you just start punching him, which I know she's like, I gotta do this. But also like you're punching Renove. But he also has like kind of a punchable face, you know? So like there's that. So it probably feels really good to hit him. Conflicted. Conflicted.
これ以上好きにさせるほどふぬけちゃいねえぜ。
I'm not the kind of coward who'd let you do whatever you like anymore.
素晴らしい回答です。
A wonderful answer.
先ほどの点数を改めましょう。
I shall change your score from earlier.
その回答に10点プラス
Plus 10 for that answer.
見事な左ストレート10点プラス
Plus 10 for that splendid left straight.
ってことはあと20点プラスで100点満点だな。
Which means that plus 20 more would make for a perfect 100, yeah? As Renove jumped backwards, somersaulting in midair, he violently wiped away the blood pouring from his nose. It had become, not blood, but petals of a red rose. The blood on his face was wiped off, and in its place was a grin filled with a delight he hadn't felt in so many centuries that he couldn't remember.
ジェシカ様の覚悟
I, Renove,
何点に値するかどうかこの世の上試させていただきます
will test to see whether your resolve is worth full marks. Understand?
うぜえぜ。
Shut up, shut up!
かかってきやがれ。
Come at me! Whoa, whoa, we're spinning.
おいで奈落へ。
We are spinning. Come into the abyss. Oh my god, he's being sucked into the abyss. Suddenly, beneath George's feet, a pitch-black pitfall opened its mouth wide. Of course, George had no way of resisting. After being swallowed up by that, George fell out of a pitch-black hole that had opened up in the ceiling of the arbor. As George fell down, he was hit by a reverse roundhouse kick from a sharp stiletto heel, like a strike from a carefully aimed bee. I was trying to see if I could get to the character things, but it wasn't there. The instant George, after being blown out of the arbor, thought that he'd be swallowed up by a rosebush. Also, now we're seeing 2 scenes back to back. It all makes sense why there's a fighting game now. It makes even more sense all of a sudden. And the instant George, after being blown out of the arbor, thought that he'd be swallowed up by a rosebush, another pitch black hole opened there and swallowed George up. God, he got kicked into a black hole. And this time, pitch black hole opened at Gap's feet before her eyes, spitting a defenseless George out of it. At that time, Gap had already finished the preparatory motions for the next reverse roundhouse kick. Oh my god. Oh, George, watch out! Big George. Big George. Ugh, what is this? Still can't believe they don't have Gap. Oh, they don't have Gap in the fighting game? That's absurd. She's delivering stiletto kicks to him. Kicking him through, like, black holes and shit. That's absurd. Welcome back, Giggle. Right side of the head. Below the right armpit. Side of the right knee. As Gap danced and spun like a small cyclone, she kept hitting him. Left foot, right foot, right foot, with successive roundhouse kicks. The fourth one became a sweep, cutting George's feet out from under him and making him fall down. But of course, there was no floor there, but a pitch black hole, and George was swallowed up once again. Gap once again spun around like a small cyclone. George was once again spat out from the ceiling of the arbor. Take this and reflect. The abyss ends with a single strike. Die! The sharp strike of the queen bee pierced the heavens like a rising cyclone. It kicked through George's lower chest as he fell from the ceiling. And then, time froze. George was pinned in midair by Grip? Gap's raised leg. Still pinned in midair, George moaned. Then, Gap, with George still hung up on her foot, grinned. I'll admit it. At least your attitude is that of an adult. That's no good unless you have power to go for it. Go with it. Did you know? They say you need 3 kinds of power to rule this world. The first one is influence. The second is wealth. Do you know what the last one is? I read it in a book. Force. Right? Correct. And that's where you're lacking. Gap finally released George. She kicked upwards one more time, changing into another roundhouse kick and knocking him into a pillar. No one will fear a monarch without influence, without wealth, or without force. Kinzo possessed all 3 of those. That's why he reigned as a tyrant. If you're gonna call yourself Kinzo's successor, try showing me a bit of that majesty, okay? Come on! How long are you gonna sleep there? Stand up, okay? If you don't, you'll fall again. See? Alright, here's a quick question I want to ask, since obviously I haven't watched it. Does the anime do these scenes justice? Is at least like Battler or not battler, George v Gap and Renove v Jessica here, like, nice to look at. Oh, you didn't get to hear in the anime? Well, damn. Never mind then. Question revoked. Pew.
悪くない動きですよ。
Not bad movements.
しかしレディーには少々ふさわしくないかと存じます。
But I feel they are slightly unfitting for a lady. Bastard! There she has the knucks on. Look at, there they are. There they are. Oh, they're there too. I didn't even see the other hand. Swaying around all over the place. Aren't you gonna strike back? Don't take me lightly, you fucking bastard. Renove dodged skillfully, jumped back, and avoided Jessica's fist. But he still didn't strike back himself. Because of his dodge that was as rapid as a fluttering flag blown by strong winds, Jessica's fist wasn't even able to touch him. Amidst the sensation that her own blood was boiling, Jessica regained her offensive composure. Even though this room was large for a bedroom, it was a very cramped place to keep up such Let's try that sentence again. Even though this room was large for a bedroom, it was a very cramped place to keep up such exaggerated dodges in for long. She calmly realized that and started using not just her fists, but her legs as well. Huh? Boxing with just your arms makes you but half a fighter. Your arms must be like the hot roar of a lion. And your legs must be like the cold snake closing in on its prey. Snakes don't have legs. True. Jessica began cornering Renove toward the wall with perfect footwork. She didn't let him get around her. Renove's magnificent dodges looked flashy, but they needed a large footing. Once cornered, he wouldn't be able to dodge anymore. Jessica knew the characteristics of her weapon, the brass knuckle, very well. This powerful weapon's most notable characteristic was how it didn't give the opponent a chance to defend. Even if they blocked with their arm, that arm would receive direct damage. If it hit the wrong way, it might even break the bone. So she cornered him. With this fist, she'd whittle away at this demon who'd lost any way to escape. Whoops. Oh, when did... Looks like I finally cornered you, right? Where's everyone being held? Where's that damn geezer? You tell me everything, and I'll let you off with nothing more than plucking that mustache off. Got it? Oh, song titles? So I'm taking a screenshot so that I have the have those titles. Thank you. Yeah, I know, dude. Not his beautiful mustache. Do you think I could pull off this look? This facial hair? No beard, just a thin little... I wouldn't want to. Even if I could, I would not want to. That would be a problem. It does take me an hour every morning to set this. Once you're in a cast, you don't even be able to do that, right? Oh, whoops. Oh, this is a cool shot too. Look at all this. Look at all these. I'm getting spoiled tonight. We're getting spoiled during a Tuesday night Umineko stream. Music, plot, art. Renove says, whoops. Renove had blocked Jessica's fist with his arm. He tried to act as though it was no big deal, but it must have hurt a lot. Jessica grinned. Renove smiled the same way, but twitched slightly.
なるほど。
I see.
これは確かに痛いですね。
This certainly does hurt.
最終勧
Here's my last bit of advice.
告泣いて詫びろ
Cry and apologize.
それはできませんね。
That I cannot do.
キャラが崩れます。
It would ruin my image.
ならお前が崩れ落ちるといいぜ
Then just crumple.
スルベ打ちだ
Rapid fire! Jessica's fists were buried in Renove, but there was a resistance that seemed too hard, and the sound of breaking glass which startled Jessica. At a glance, it looked like Renove had caught Jessica's fist with his palm. That wasn't quite true. When Renove opened his hand, a faint purple glowing barrier like a glass shield appeared, stopping the attack by a hair's breadth. Pulling herself together, Jessica let her fist fly again, but with a truly magnificent gesture, Renove caught all of them.
悪魔ですの
I am, after all, a demon.
で、この程度の魔法くらいは。
This level of magic is nothing.
それにしても、なかなかやりますね。
Even so, you aren't bad at all.
人間だったら、私はここで降参だったでしょう。
If I were a human, I'd probably resign right here.
悪魔だから、まだ戦い続けることができる。
Because I am a demon, I can still continue to fight.
おかしな真似を
What are you trying to pull?
それで終わりですか？
Is this the end?
攻撃を繰り出すばかりで、ご自身の防御がおろそかではありませんか？
Are you simply going to attack all the time while neglecting your defense? Huh? Ah! Renove's palm was shot to within a hair's breadth of Jessica's stomach. Jessica was knocked away by the purple shield, rolled backwards, and smashed her head on the bed.
人間ごときに、私のシールドは破れません。
My shield cannot be broken by a mere human.
もう二度と私の体に触れることができると思わぬことです。
Don't think that you'll ever be able to touch my body again.
ならよそのシールドごとぶち抜いてやるぜ
In that case, I'll just burst through that shield.
不屈な方、
Persistent, I see.
その根性。なるほど。次期当主として実にふさわしい。
Yes, a truly fitting spirit for the successor.
もう少しお相手させていただきましょうかね。
Perhaps I'll be your opponent for just a while longer.
これも試験官の役得です。
This is also part of an examiner's role.
砕けろ
Breaker! Real anime fighting. Gap looked down on George, sneering. George was on a path in the rose garden, lying face down in a puddle. The merciless rain beat down on him, so that it looked as though even the heavens were mocking him. Stand up, okay?
また落ちるわよ
You'll fall again, right? George stood up shakily. It seemed his spirit hadn't given in, but the damage done to his body was fairly significant.
命乞いなさい
Beg for your life.
君のしていることは
What you're
何
doing.
も選ばない4番目の選択肢に同じ
What you're doing now is the same as the fourth option of choosing nothing.
君が選んだのは3番目の選択肢でしょ
You chose the third option, right?
両手両膝をついて詫びれば私への比例を許してあげるわ
If you get down on your hands and knees and apologize, I'll forgive your rudeness towards me.
そしたら君を地下牢へ案内してあげる
Then, I'll guide you down to the dungeon.
そこで君は愛するシャノンと非力な自分のために他の人質たちを一人ずつ殺していくの。
There, for your beloved Shannon and your own powerless life, you will kill the other hostages one by one.
できるわよね。
You can do it, right?
その覚悟はあると君は豪語したわ。
You did boast about having that resolve. Giggle, giggle, giggle. George didn't answer, but his gaze was still obstinately resisting surrender.
あまり強情が過ぎると今度こそ
If you-
奈落の底の底まで落ちるわよ。
If you are too obstinate, then this time you really will fall to the deepest depths of the abyss, okay? Cackle times 3. Gap's strength was evident. That was probably clear, even more than it was to George himself, to Shannon's group watching through the three-sided mirror. They're watching George get his ass kicked. How embarrassing. They're seeing Jessica kick Renove's ass and George get his ass kicked. That's Come on, George. George Sama. That's
やめて。
enough
私なんかのために。
for someone like me.
姉さん、
Nisan.
私のことなんて好きにならなければ、
If you didn't like me,
ジョージ様は誰とも戦わなくていいんでしょ。
you wouldn't have to fight with anyone, right, George Sama?
私なんて捨ててください。
Then please abandon me.
忘れてください。
Please forget me. There was no way that voice could have reached George, but even so, George answered.
嫌だね。
No way.
僕は屈服しない。
I won't surrender.
へえ、
Oh?
どうして？
Why not?
それが僕の覚悟だからだ。
Because that's my resolve.
僕はシャノンのために全てと戦う。
I'll fight everything for Shannon's sake,
そして全てに認めさせ、
and I'll make everything accept us
全てに僕たちを祝福させる。
and bless us.
ねえ聞かせて。
Hey, could you tell me something?
どうしてあのシャノンとかいう家具のためにそこまで言えるの？
Why are you willing to go so far for that furniture called Shannon?
あんなのただの出来損ないじゃない。
She's just a washout, isn't she?
給仕一つ満足にできないガラクタ家具だわ。
Rubbish furniture that couldn't even make a satisfactory waitress.
愛する女性への暴言を僕はそれ以上許さない。
I won't permit any more insults against the woman I love.
だったら何？
So what are you gonna do about it?
ひ弱な僕ちゃんが私にどう抗うというのかしら。
How could a weak kid like you resist me?
人を愛するとは強さだ。
Loving someone is strength.
それを知ったから僕は強くなれた。
Because I learned that, I was able to become strong. I was gonna say because I was able to become love. No, I was able to become strong.
シャノン、
Shannon,
僕は君を愛している。
I love you.
その言葉だけで僕は何度でも立ち上がれるんだ。
With just those words, I can stand back up over and over again.
シャノンは力よ。
Shannon's in the dungeon, right?
私に愛を語られても。
Professing your love to me won't.
いや、
No,
伝わった。
she heard.
それが愛だからだ。
That's because it's love.
シャノンには今僕の言葉が聞こえているよ。
Shannon can hear my words right now.
そうだと信じられることこそが愛だ。
The reason I can believe that is because of love. Love is
こいつ
an all-powerful magic. You.
シャノン
Shannon,
君は家具なんかじゃない。
you aren't furniture.
家具だったとしても世界でただ一つの僕だけの家具だ。
Even if you are furniture, you're mine alone. The only one for me in the world. It's crazy to think that Virgilia, maybe out of kindness, set up the mirror for them to be able to see this happening. But if Virgilia was still in this area, she would probably like disable the mirror or something. She would see that she would see like Jessica and George like fighting back and be like, all right, enough, no more. You guys don't get to watch anymore. This isn't going according to plan. But chain reaction, because Kinzo was rude to the bunny girls, the Chester sisters, all because he was mean to them. They took her attention away, and it's just the dumb fuck goat people. It's all just it's just very funny that that's the line, the cause and effect chain reaction thing here, is where it's like I just find that bit funny, even if it's not a big significant thing. Like, it is just very funny to think that possibly Virgilia at some point might be like, all right, we're cutting your access to the feed. But whatever.
生涯僕と寄り添ってほしい。
I don't know if I read that line previously. Even if you are furniture, you're mine alone. The only one for me in the world. I want you to be close to me as long as we live.
僕には君が永遠に必要だ。
I need you for all eternity.
ジョージ様
George-sama.
焼けるわ。
Kyrie's here too. I'm jealous.
口説きならうちの人を超えたわね。
He surpassed my husband in smooth talking. Well, yeah, he surpassed your husband. Your husband's dead. He can't smooth talk anymore. It is a bad joke.
若さですな。
That's youth for you. Oh, another wheezy laugh.
愛が強さ
The strength of love?
なら坊やはどうしてそんなにひ弱なの
Then why are you so weak, boy?
その弱さがつまり君の愛の程度なわけね
Does that weakness mean your love is also that weak? Giggle. Giggle.
婚約者への愛もひ弱
Even your love for your fiance is weak.
両親のあっけない死に様もひ弱
The way your parents died so quickly was weak.
君の人生は何から何までひ弱だわ
Everything about your life is weak.
シャノンは僕に愛と強さを教えてくれた。
Shannon taught me about love and strength.
もし君が僕の強さだけでシャノンへの愛を確かめようというのなら、
If you're trying to measure my love towards Shannon by my strength alone,
僕の愛を教えよう。
let me teach you about my love.
言うわね
So you say?
なるほど
I get it now.
何度も蹴り倒されて転がされそれでも立ち上がるのがシャノンからもらった強さだと
I get it now. You're saying that the way you can still stand up after being kicked down so many times is the strength you received from Shannon.
ならあっけなく殺されたあんたのお父さんとお母さんからは何をもらったの
In that case, what did you receive from your parents who got killed way too easily? Dots question mark? At that time there was a blackout. Even though they were outside?
違う
No.
では
This is... Oh shit! George kick! Holy shit! We got a George kick. Don't let the glasses and the suit and the weird lime green colored suit, like not even lime green, like piss puke green suit confuse you. He's got a mean high kick. The thing blocking Gap's vision was the bottom of George's. Why did it show at me like that? Come on. Shoo! Nice edge of a screen here. What the hell is this all about?
側頭蹴り
Side kick.
尾骨骨折
Nasal bone fractured. And it stopped right in front of the tip of Gap's nose.
母さんにもらったものはこの蹴りだ
The thing I got from Mom was this kick. Several moments after, Gap jumped back. Of course, that was too late. If George hadn't stopped, he would probably have caused the damage he'd announced.
そして父さんにもらったのが
And what I got from Dad
忍耐力
is fortitude. Anger with a low boiling point isn't something to be truly feared. True anger is disciplined by fortitude.
君の暴力的意思表示は理解した
I recognize your violent method of declaring your intentions.
また婚約者と両親への名誉毀損も理解した
I also see that you've slandered my fiancé and my parents' honor,
そしてそれを撤回する気がないんだね
and you have no intention of taking back what you said, yes?
こいつ
You...
君の攻撃はもう十分に理解したから
I now understand your attacks more than enough.
そろそろいいかな反撃して
So maybe it's about time. Time to start fighting back.
ほざくな坊やの分際で
Quit prattling, foolish boy. A pitch black hole opened its mouth at George's feet. But George rapidly opened his legs, straddling the hole. The same move won't work again. Why does this music track sound super familiar for some reason? It has like sound elements to some like other game or something that I'm super familiar with. I don't know. So it's so similar sounding to something. Like something recent? I don't know. Oh, it's gonna bug me. It was an extremely smooth dodge, and the upper part of his body didn't quite quiver. Didn't even quiver.
忍耐とは熱くならず冷静に相手の出方を研究することだ
Fortitude means calmly analyzing how your opponent will act, instead of losing your cool.
何のために
Why?
決まってるじゃないか
Isn't it obvious?
わかるかい
Can't you guess?
わかんないわよ
No, I can't.
反撃してきっちり借りを返し二度とちょっかいを出したくないと思わせ
It's to counter. To give back exactly what you got. To make them not want to take another pass at you.
涙と鼻水で顔面をぐちゃぐちゃにしてそれを拭うのを忘れて
To make them cover their face in tears and snot and forget to wash it off.
額を地面にこすりつけて何度も謝りたくなるほどに完膚なきまでに完璧に徹底的に
To make them want to rub their forehead on the ground and apologize over and over. To completely, perfectly, and thoroughly
叩きのめすためだよ
beat them until they can't get up. George dashed. Pitfalls opened one after another, but George didn't step in them again. And, because he was persistent, he was able to reach Gap a second time.
後ろ回し蹴り
Reverse roundhouse.
顎部骨折
Jaw fractured. Oh my god. It was stretched out more forcefully and beautifully than Gap's had been. Of course, while it centered directly on Gap's face, it stopped a hair's breadth away. Perhaps she couldn't rely on pitfalls at this close range. Gap kicked at George's shins as a diversion, and in the instant of weakness when he tried to deal with that, she aimed to kick at his stomach. It was a bee-like stab by her stiletto heel, but it sliced through the air where George no longer was.
上段かかと落とし
High axe kick,
鎖骨骨折
collarbone fractured. Big fan of him doing like fighting moves, like just like a real anime where you announce your move you're doing. Big fan of that. Gah! By Gap's side, George calmly announced that, his foot still raised. If that monarch's heel had swung down, collarbone fracture would probably have been the least of her worries.
こいつ
This guy's
チキンじゃ私より強いの
stronger than me at close range?
距離を
I need distance. She jumped backwards to open a large gap between them. She jumped and leapt and even flipped in midair, increasing that distance. It should have been magnificent, but for some reason it was very similar to the movements of a small, scared animal. If she opened the distance between them, she'd be able to fight at the range that was her specialty, using a mixture of pitfalls and kicking techniques.
バカが私を倒せるチャンス3度も逃した傲慢奈落の底で後悔なさい
You fool. You regret the pride that made you let 3 chances of defeating me slide as you fall into the depths of the abyss. Huh? When she magnificently landed and tried to aim a pitfall, a razor-sharp wind cut Gap's bangs. Yes, it cut them. It happened twice. This time, it didn't just stop a hair's breadth away, but scattered her bangs with its air pressure.
アルマーダコンマルテール
Oh my god. Armada con martello.
第一撃で眼底骨折
The fundus? The fundus of the eye fractured with the first strike.
第二撃で脳挫傷
Cerebral contusion with the second strike. Gap was too shocked to speak. George had closed in over all that distance in an instant, letting off a fearsomely nimble mid-air double kick. Furthermore, with the accuracy and edge of a razor, it had cut nothing more than several of her bangs.
空手で蹴りの威力を
I learned the power of kicks from karate,
テコンドーで速度
speed from taekwondo,
カポエイラでは自在の間合いを学んだ
and freedom of range from capoeira.
母さんがいろいろと移り気でね
Mom was pretty fickle,
でもいろいろと特徴を学べて勉強になったよ
but I've learned from studying various merits.
なぜ当てない
Why don't you hit me?
私が女だからとでも言うのか
You aren't going to say it's because I'm a woman, right?
君は王者の力として3つ目に暴力と言ったね
You spoke of force as a monarch's third power.
君はどうやらまだその暴力の意味を誤解しているようだ
It looks like you still must understand the meaning of that force.
この場合の暴力とはね短絡的に振るわれる乱暴のことを言うんじゃない
In this situation, force doesn't mean hastily wielded violence.
敵対すれば無傷では済まないという抑止のことを指すんだよ
It refers to a deterrent, knowledge that if someone opposes the monarch, that person won't get away unharmed.
抑止だと
A deterrent, you say? In short, this is what it meant. This was why all of George's attacks up until then had stopped a hair's breadth away. These bear misses, which were more difficult than hitting directly, had all been performed so splendidly. I'm just having trouble reading now. Also, if George had wished it, any one of those would probably have crushed Gap. He had daringly not done that.
君も言ったろ
You said it yourself, right?
暴力は滑る力だと
Force is a power to control.
暴力で相手を破壊してしまったら滑られないじゃないか
If you crush your opponent with force, you won't be able to control them, right?
王者の暴力とはね見せるだけなんだよ
A monarch's force is something that is only shown.
破壊しない
He does not crush.
屈服させて自らの財産とするんだからね
He makes others surrender and adds them to his own fortune.
君に泡でも吹かれたら みんなの囚われてる場所に案内させられないよ。
If you start blowing bubbles, I won't be able to make you guide me to where the hostages are. Gap had to admit it. She had to admit that George understood force in its true sense.
みんなのところへ案内してもらうよ。
You'll take me to where everyone is.
抵抗はおすすめしない。
I would advise against resisting.
もう寸止めはしないよ。
I won't stop short next time.
ごめんねリア。あんたの兵隊借りさせて。
Sorry, Leah. Let me borrow your troops.
私一人じゃ手に負えないわこいつ。
This guy's too much for me alone to handle. Oh shit, the goat men. As a large pitch black hole opened in the sky, thunk, 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 3 muscular goat attendants fell out. They surrounded George.
増援会
Reinforcements?
それは僕がひ弱であることを撤回したと受け止めていいのかな。
Should I take this to mean that you take back all that about me being weak?
認めるわ。
I admit it.
あんたの人間の力を侮ってたわ。
I made light of your human power.
違うね。
That's wrong.
これが愛を覚えた男の強さなのさ。
This is the strength of a man who's experienced love.
ほざけ！臭いことをシャーシャーと。
How can you say stuff like that with a straight face?
さあヤギたち、
Come, goats.
その男を潰して肉団子にしてやりなさい。
Crush this man and turn him into meatballs.
このヤギたちはバカだけどパワーだけはあるみたいよ。
These goats are stupid, but it looks like they at least have power.
あんたの死体婚約者にも見分けがつかなくしてあげるわ。
I'll turn you into a corpse that even your fiance won't be able to recognize.
降伏拒否並びに継戦の意思了解したい。
You refuse to surrender and intend to continue fighting? Understood.
以後は君の攻撃に等しい分だけ君に実害が及ぶことを宣言する。
Know that from now on, you'll receive real harm proportional to your own attacks.
僕をまだ攻撃するつもりなら相応の損害を受けることになると覚悟するがいいな。
If you still plan on attacking me, prepare to sustain a great deal of damage. When George proclaimed that, a faint red magic circle rose up around him. It seemed that George couldn't see it. However, Gap, being a demon, could.
魔法？
Oh shit. Magic?
どうしてこいつが防御結界を？
Why does this guy have a defensive barrier?
しかもそれ反撃特化。
And that's also a counterattacking type.
それがあんたの抑止という意味。
Is this what you meant by a deterrent? From a demon's perspective, that may have been magic, but in George's eyes, it was determination. It was a determination filled with certainty, which would be merciless to anyone who wished to fight anymore, and which would force them to prepare for a significant counterattack. Determination with certainty becomes magic. Renove had been accurately blocking Jessica's fist with his shield, but something felt odd. I didn't want to break the action. I had this question like about 5 or 10 minutes ago, but I didn't want to break the action, but I'll ask it now. If somehow Jessica or George beat their quiz givers, what the hell does that mean for the 2 that haven't gotten the quiz yet? Meanwhile, Battler and Maria are just sitting in the room, probably just waiting. They're just sitting, looking at each other. They don't have a magic mirror. They don't get to see what's happening. They're probably just like in the room, just like asking each other, like, how do you think it's going, Maria? And Maria's like, I don't care. And then Battler's like, all right, good talk. Glad I asked. Even though he's certainly catching them on the shield, he felt his arm get jarred, and it hurt. Should have prevented all physical damage. However, damage from her fist was gradually being transmitted to his arm, piling up. Renove tried to act like he was composed, so that this wouldn't be noticed. Kenzo just summoned more demons? Yeah, possibly. That's probably the likely answer. Definitely not goat examiners. Definitely not goat examiners. I'm not gonna get worn out.
どうしたよおっさん
What's wrong, old guy?
ちょっとは答えてきたかよ
Starting to get a little tough?
いくら攻撃しようとも無駄ですよ。
No matter how much you attack, it is useless.
私のシールドはあなたには砕けないとどうしてわからないのです？
Why can't you understand that you cannot break my shield?
砕けないからってよ殴るのをやめはしないぜ
I'm not gonna stop hitting you just because it won't break.
どんな硬い心にだって言葉はわずかずつ響きやがてはひびを入れることだってできるんだ
No matter how hard someone's heart is, if you keep on talking to them little by little, it'll eventually start to crack.
私は信じてる
I believe it.
この世に無駄な努力なんて存在しないってな
I believe that useless effort doesn't exist in this world.
だから生きるんだろ思いっきり
That's why I can live to the fullest.
言葉だっていつか通じるなら拳だって同じってことだぜ
If words will eventually make it through, then the same goes for fists.
私の辞書には諦めるって文字は書いちゃいねえんだぜ
Give up isn't written anywhere in my dictionary. Those words were probably aimed at Cannon, who had seemed to reject Jessica's words. But Jessica knew that, no matter how stubborn his heart was, those words would eventually soak through. She believed that they would surely reach his heart, that the day would come when he would stop calling himself furniture and disparaging himself. I know, really. And that he'd step out into a new life. So Jessica didn't give up. She didn't lose heart.
バカみてえだろ
It's stupid, right?
男には理解できねえだろ
I'll bet a guy couldn't understand, right?
恋する乙女ってのはな無駄だから諦めるって考えがねえんだぜ
A girl in love doesn't even think about giving up just because it's useless. At that time, Renove certainly saw. He saw the reddish glow of light that encircled Jessica's fist.
これは参りました。
This is not good.
エンチャントですか。
An enchantment, is it?
浸透付与とは厄介。
This permeating upgrade will be troublesome. Inside her unrelenting fist and determination dwelled the power to succeed no matter what. From a demon's perspective, that was magic. Determination with certainty becomes magic.
な
See?
無駄なんてことはねえだろ
Nothing useless about it.
通ってんだろ私の拳
Looks like my fists are making it through.
腕をかばってるぜおっさん
Guard your arm, old guy.
もう少し本気を出さざるを得ないようですね。
It seems I'll have to get a little more serious.
おっしゃる通りのようです。
It appears it is as you said.
このように無駄なことなどない。
In this world, nothing is useless.
そうさ
That's right.
無駄なんて諦めたらそこで人生が終わっちまうぜ
If you give up because something's useless, that's when your life ends.
通じるんだよ
You'll get through.
絶対に
You can be sure of that. I'm an idiot, so this is the only way I can live. But even so, I'm sure I'll be able to reach Cancun. Got a new world someday. So I'm not gonna lose heart in a place like this. I'll definitely defeat you. And save everyone.
くそ
Damn!
なんとか隙間をうわー
Gotta somehow open a hole. Ugh! Kraus was repeating his useless effort to somehow open a hole between the metal bars. Useless. Nothing is useless. There's nothing. The lookout goats have been swallowed up by those black pitfalls and disappeared. Oh, the goat men came from here. Shit, okay. Now was their once in a lifetime chance. This was their only chance to break the bars.
よせ無茶だクラウスさん
Stop it. It's impossible, Kraus-san.
素手でどうにかなるもんじゃない。
There's nothing we can do with our bare hands.
道具を探しましょう。無茶をするんじゃない。
Let's look for a tool. Don't waste time on the impossible.
無駄と諦めたらそれまでと娘に言われてしまった。
If you give up because it's useless, then it's all over. That's what my daughter said.
私の体は無理でも小柄なシャノンかカノンが抜けられれば。
Even if my body won't fit, as long as a small person like Shannon or Cannon can make it through.
この段階に至っては出ない知恵を絞るより行動あるのみね。
Now that we've reached this point, action is more important than racking our brains.
力を合わせましょう。私もやるわ。
Let's work together. I'll do it too.
カノン君、男の子でしょ。手を貸して。
Cannon-kun, you're a boy, aren't you? Lend a hand.
カノン君？
Cannon-kun? Oh shit, he's just gonna open it. Oh, he's just gonna do it, isn't he?
旦那様。
Because he already said that he could do it, but like before, it didn't make sense for him to do it because there was guards right outside. Oh, here we go. All right, Kraus-sama,
下がってください。
please stand back.
何？
What?
何をする気だ？
What are you planning?
いいよね。姉さん、
Okay, Nissan,
もう一度だけ。あがいても。
just one more time. Let's try struggling. Yes,
私ももう一度だけあがくよ。
I too will struggle one more time.
一度だけじゃない。
No, not just one more time.
何度でも。
Over and over again. Jessica's voice had reached Cannon, certainly had permeated into his cold rock-like heart, and George's voice had reached Shannon. If the love he had shown was embodied by strength, she would have to respond in the same way. An incredible metal sound rang out. In the first flash, several metal bars were severed horizontally, and in the next flash, they were severed horizontally again, causing many metal bars to clatter to the ground like bamboo shoots cut by a sword. Kraus, Kyrie, and Nanjo didn't even have a clue what had just happened.
南條先生。
Dr. Nanjo. Dude, this is such... God, I mentioned it earlier, but this is just like the fucking... The Dominoes meme. The Dominoes, like, picture. There's, like, the dude, like, kneeling next to, like, progressively bigger and bigger dominoes. And it's, like, the little one is Kinzo mocking and upsetting the feelings of the Chester sisters. And then it's, like, the big domino at the end. You just write... Cannon, Shannon, and the rest of the group here getting out of the bars. Like, they fucked up. They fumbled the bag so hard. Dr. Nanjo.
お屋敷や廊下をどっちに？
Which way down the corridor goes to the mansion? Of course.
左奥だ。左奥。
In and to the left. In and to the left.
参りましょう、旦那様方。
Let's go, Kraus-sama.
すぐにワルギリア様に気づかれます。
Virgilia-sama will notice us at any moment now.
あんたたちは
What in the world
一体何なの？
are you guys?
僕たちは。
We are. When Cannon hung his head a little and faltered, Shannon slapped his shoulder, smiled, and spoke.
私たちは人間です。
We're human. Oh shit. Virgilia-sama!
警戒網に反応。脱獄です。
Response from the lookout web. It's a jailbreak.
なぜか見張りのヤギがいません。
The goat guards aren't there for some reason.
え？どうしてです？
What? Why?
ガープですね。
It's Gap, isn't it?
人の召喚物を勝手に。
Taking someone else's summonings without asking.
ガップ。
Gap!
ガップガップ。
Gap, gap! Gap, gap, gap! Gap, gap, gap!
交戦規定確認。
Confirming battle regulations.
脱走者への射殺許可を申請であります。
Requesting permission to fire at the escapees.
おやりなさい。
Do it.
やっちゃいなさい。
Kill them. Kill!
ガップガップガップガップ。
Gap, gap, gap.
ガップ。
Gap. Gap. The hell is happening?
了解であります。
Understood.
45-410追撃狙撃戦準備。
45, 410. Prepare for sniping pursuit combat.
収束誘導だ。
Ammo type, guided cluster rounds.
ワルギリア様、逃亡阻止結界を。
Virgilia-sama, an escape prevention barrier, if you would.
いったったった
Ow, 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 ow.
そうでしたね。
Yes, you're right.
ここから逃がしはしませんよ。
I won't let you escape from here.
いったったガプガプ言ってたら舌噛みました。
Ow, I bit my tongue saying gap gap. Gap gap gap. The underground passage in front of them was once again blocked by metal bars. The door was, of course, locked. However, that was no problem for them now.
カノンまた鉄格子だ
Cannon, it's those metal bars again.
頼む
We're counting on you.
はい旦那様。
Yes, Craft-sama.
しかしすごいわ。
Still, that's incredible.
一体どういう原理なのかしら。
I wonder what kind of principle it works on.
原理なぞ興味ないね
I'm not interested in principles.
大事なのは彼に鉄格子が切断できてここから脱出できることだけだ
All that matters is that he can sever the metal bars, and that we can escape from here.
気にするなカノンやれ
Don't worry, Cannon. Do it!
お任せを。
Leave it to me. Cannon sliced the metal bars again with his red, curved blade. But there was a harsh, strange noise, and the metal bars only had a slight scratch.
なんと
What's this?
これは頑丈な
These are sturdy.
違
Wrong.
う。エンチャントされてる。
They're enchanted.
ワルギリア様の魔法杖だ。
It's one of Virgilia-sama's magic locks.
切断できる
Can you cut through it?
もちろん。
Of course.
でも時間をかけるよ。
But it'll take time.
3分間待ってやる
We'll wait 3 minutes. After taking a deep breath and concentrating his mind, Cannon extended a red curved sword again. Why would you enchant these bars but not the ones on the cell? The only thing I could think of on some kind of logical level would be like you're mixing it up. You're mixing up like the kind of barriers that are preventing people from escaping just to add a little bit of confusion. That would be like, I mean, it doesn't make much sense, but if like the other ones were enchanted, right? Then he'd be like, oh, then surely these next bars are also going to be enchanted. But since the first bars weren't enchanted, then he's like, oh shit, he tried to just do it normally. And it's like, oh, that's enchanted. I don't know. I'm trying to think of some other reason why. Like... I don't know. What if, like, it's, like, what if you had, like, a purely, so, like, the regular bars could be beaten by magic. But what if the magic enchanted bars, now we're already getting proven wrong, because Ken says he can cut through these, but what if, like, the pure magic bars could only be cut through by like non-magic means? Then you're essentially like having like double layer. I don't know. I'm not gonna I can't come up with a good reason. When he pressed it hard, maybe it just takes a lot of resources to enchant magic metal bars, and so she's like, well, I won't do the ones that are right in front of them. When he pressed it hard against the metal bar, sparks sprayed, almost as though he was melting through it with a burner.
切断はできそうだが手こずりそうだな
Looks like we'll be able to cut it, but it'll be tough.
旦那様
Kraus-sama,
敵に捕捉されました
you've been targeted by the enemy.
下がってください
Please move back. Huh?
追って。
Pursuers?
誰も来てないわよ。
There's no one coming.
私の後ろに下がってください
Please get behind me.
狙われてます
They're aiming for you.
45データ治療
45. Data received.
標的は捕捉地形誤差修正
Target lock acquired. Commencing terrain calculation error correction.
射撃曲線形成制御点補正完了
Formulating firing curve. Supplemental control point calculations complete.
410データリンク
Data link to 410.
410データ受領
410. Data received.
危険区域確認問題なし
Checking hazard zone. No problems.
WO 師団装填48発個別誘導 F&F
Double O. Loading 48 sub rounds. Individual homing F and F.
収束誘導弾準備完了
Guided cluster rounds. Preparations complete. Are they in the fighting game? Do they? Are they like the ice climbers in Smash, and you get to like play them both at the same time? There's just like a duo team.
45射撃準備完了
45. Firing preparations concluded.
収束誘導弾装填
Loading guided cluster rounds.
410にひひ
410.
射撃
Firing! A golden arrow that sparkled gold was fired, leaving a gold tail streaming behind. It drew a curve, went through the door, through the keyhole, down the stairs, towards the underground path at full speed.
何か光りましたぞ
Something shone!
黄金の矢はシールドで防げない
You can't block the golden arrow with a shield.
カノン君迎撃態勢
Cannon-kun, interception stance.
リンクしよう
Let's link.
ゲートキーパー了解
Gatekeeper. Understood.
姉さんと一緒に戦うのは久しぶりだ
It's been a long time since I fought with you, Nissan.
動じらないでよ
Don't screw up. Yeah,
本気でやる
I'll be serious.
なら問題ない
Then there's no problem. Cannon stopped cutting the bars and stood in front of Shannon. Behind him, Shannon closed her eyes, concentrating her mind deep into the darkness of the underground path. Whoa! A guided cluster round is a special kind of arrow made up of 48 sub-rounds bound together. It explodes mid-flight and divides into 48 mini-arrows. The strength of each individual one is low, but they pierce through all shields and possess a perfect wounding and killing power against personnel. And on top of that, each one of the 48 possesses autonomous guidance towards their individual targets. It's shown.
分裂した
It's divided.
収束誘導弾分裂確認
Confirming guided cluster round division.
師団467848全弾捕捉
46, 7, 8, 48 sub-rounds. All rounds locked onto.
迎撃完成カノンにデータリンク
Interception control. Data linked to cannon.
カノンデータ受領
Cannon. Data received.
姉さんの能力はすごいな
You're incredible, Nissan.
48発全部見える
You can actually see all 48.
迎撃優先順位に注意
Concentrate on interception prioritization. That's like
Nissan,
trust your Nissan.
もちろんさ
Of course.
僕は目を開ける必要さえない
I don't even need to open my eyes.
迎撃開始
Commencing interception.
目標健在
Target unharmed.
迎撃されました
It was intercepted.
にひゃ
Niha? Niha?
48発全部
All 48 of them?
シャノンとカノンはもともと一組の家具ですからね
After all, Shannon and Cannon were originally a furniture pair.
揃うと手強いこと
They're strong when they're together.
あいつ
Ow, ow, ow.
これ口内炎になっちゃうかしら
Is this gonna become a mouth ulcer or something?
落ち着け再装填
Calm down. Reload.
弾種を変更
Updating ammo type.
精密高速狙撃弾
Precision light speed sniper rounds.
精密狙撃戦準備
Preparing for precision sniping.
そりゃいいね追撃不能の超高速弾
Sounds good. Nya. Impossible to intercept. Super high speed rounds.
ゲートキーパーごときじゃ防御不能だに
Impossible for a mere gatekeeper to defend against. Nya.
精
Precision sniping. Roger that.
精密射撃用データ収集開始。
Commencing collection of precision firing use data.
一体今のは何なんだ。
What in the world was that just now?
安心して私にもさっぱりよ。
Don't worry, I don't have a clue either.
一つわかるのは二人に頼らなきゃ死んでたってことね。
All I know is that we would have died if not for these two.
カノン君ありがとう。
Cannon-kun, thanks.
鉄格子に戻って
Go back to the middle bars.
多分次のは迎撃できない弾が来る。
The next shot will probably be one we can't intercept.
そんな攻撃をどう防ぐんだ。
How can we defend against such an attack?
撃たせません。
We don't let him shoot.
カノン君連視線防備。
Cannon-kun, initiate spirit particle combat countermeasures. At those words, Cannon closed his eyes tightly and ground his teeth. With Shannon at the center, a pressure and impact that only non-humans could perceive struck. Uh-huh?
射撃システムエラ
Firing system error.
ー。ダメだ再起動。
No good. Rebooting.
あれあれ
Huh? Huh?
霊波妨害霊視防護急げ。
It's spirit wave jamming. Activate spirit particle safeguards. Hurry!
何をしてるか早く耳を塞げ45。
What are you doing? Cover your ears quickly, 45. An unseen, unheard impact had struck the Chiesa sisters. 00 and 410 crouched down, covering their ears, but 45 didn't make it in time. As she stood bolt upright, her eyes rolled. EQ? Q. 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 Q.
45損傷。
Fuck. 45 got damaged.
コンパイラのエンジンがいっちゃったよ。
Her IME's busted.
いや私もノイズがひどいね。
Yeah, the noise is also horrible for me. Yeah.
45
45,
410
410,
そして00
and 00.
損傷
Damaged.
狙撃戦を断念。
Abandoning sniping posture.
リンクでもろに来た。
Came straight through the link.
再起動しないと。
If we don't reboot. Raising their spirit particle sensitivity for precision sniping had backfired. They had taken the full brunt of the spirit particle shockwave Shannon had released, and not only 45, who had been hit directly, but also 00 and 410, who had been linked with her, were taken down.
大丈夫ですか？
Are you okay?
後でまた美味しい紅茶を入れてあげますからね。しっかり。
I'll make you some more delicious black tea, so get a hold of yourselves. Piece of software allows you to input characters. Oh, okay.
申し訳ございませんであります。
My apologies, sir.
再起動をかけます。
Rebooting.
数百秒ほどお待ちを。
Please wait several hundred seconds. Oh no. Just falls down. All of the Chester sisters had fallen over. They would probably get back up eventually, but it looked like it would be hard for them to return to the battle lines for a while.
家具は武具に一時的にとはいえ退けますか。
So, furniture was able to repair weapons, if only for a moment.
なるほど。あの子の面白がる筋書きは実に大番狂わせが多いこと。
I see. Plot to entertain. A child truly will be filled with unexpected turns. Virgilia tore the air with a large gesture, motioning as though opening a door.
さあさあおいでなさい。ヤギの従者たち。
Come, arise, goat attendants.
お仕事の時間ですよ。
It's time to work.
脱走者たちを殺して捕らえなさい。
Catch and kill the escapees.
死体でいいのですよ。どうせ蘇生できるし。
Corpses are fine. We can just revive them anyway. A gold-colored door opened in the air. Countless giant goats with muscular bodies peeked their faces out.
さあさあ急ぎなさい。
Come now, hurry.
脱走者は5人いるから5等賞までの早い者勝ち。
There are 5 escapees, so the fastest 5 of you win.
素敵なご褒美がありますよ。さあさあ頑張って頑張って。
There will be a wonderful prize, so give it your all, give it your all. Virgilia clapped her hands, urging them on. A prize? After facing each other at those words, the goats all rushed to the door at once, trying to get out. After making the exit, making the exit as packed as the Tuzai or the Yamanote rail lines in the morning? Sure. I'm vaguely familiar. Each wanted to get out first, so none of them could get out. Virgilia held her head in frustration. By that time, Cannon managed to cut through enough bars to make a crack that could be slipped through. It had been a bit of work for Kraus, large as he was, and Nanjo with his lethal waist. Okay, well, that's a mean way of describing Nanjo, but okay. But even so, they all managed to make it through. But after they did, they only had a couple seconds to be relieved. Immediately, another set of metal bars blocked the way in front of them.
厳重ね。
It's certainly secure,
よっぽどここの人を逃がしたくなかったんでしょうね。
but they really didn't want the people in here to escape.
カノン、すまんがもう一度頼む。
Cannon, sorry, but I'll have to ask you again.
辛いだろうが頼む。
It may be tough, but please. There was sweat on Cannon's forehead. You could tell at a glance that cutting the metal bars, which had been made even more solid by magic, had physically exhausted him.
はい。お任せを、旦那様。
Yes. Leave it to me, Kraus-sama.
お前にしかできん。
Only you could do it.
どうか頼む。
Please, we're counting on you. Only he could do it? Holding tightly onto those words, Cannon concentrated his mind once again. I'm getting all congested all of a sudden, Jesus. My nose doesn't want me to read. Holding tightly onto those words, Cannon concentrated his mind once again and set himself to the task of cutting metal bars again.
後方敵が来ます。複数。
This feels just like, you know, like in a video game where you there's like waves of enemies are coming at you and you're at a point and it's like one character in your party has to like work on like restarting a generator or something. And so like you have to like hold your position and defend a certain spot and then like a bunch of waves of enemies are like coming at you or something. This is what it feels like because they keep hitting like barriers where they have to like stop and wait. Enemies are coming from behind, multiple targets.
ええ、今度は私たちにもわかるわ。
Yeah, this time even we can tell.
すごい地響きね。
The ground's really shaking.
とんでもない化け物が殺到してくるのがわかるわ。
I can tell that some ridiculous monsters are rushing at us.
ご安心を。
Don't worry.
今抜けた鉄格子を私が魔法城で封鎖します。
I'll use a magic lock to make a blockade of the metal bars we just came through.
ヤギたちごときには破れません。
Mere goats won't be able to break it. Shannon held her hand out towards the metal bars they had gone through. But she stopped right away.
どうかしましたか。
What is it?
ワルギリア様が霊波妨害の中和を開始。
Virgilia-sama started neutralizing the spirit wave jamming.
破られるとまずい。シエスタ姉妹の再起動後のイニシアチブを奪われます。
It'll be bad if it's broken, and we'll lose the initiative once the Chiester sisters are rebooted.
可愛いウサギたちをいじめてくれたお返しはたっぷりとさせていただきますよ。
I'll make you pay in full for bullying these cute bunnies.
この小賢しい霊視で優位に立とうというなら、それを丸ごと剥ぎ取って私が奪ってあげます。
If you're trying to gain the advantage with those clever spirit particles of yours, I'll tear all that away and rob you of them.
あのヤギたちにその鉄格子の隙間は狭すぎる。
Nissan, concentrate on the spirit wave jamming. The gap in those metal bars is too narrow for those goats.
しばらくは食い止めてくれるはず。
It should hold them back for a while.
何を言っているかさっぱりだもん。
I don't have a clue what you're saying, but
だいぶやばいってことだけは理解できたわ。
we know it's something pretty bad. Carrie picked up a metal bar that Cannon had just cut. Kraus had no weapon, but he rubbed his fists, and the two of them glared into the depths of the underground passage, where the shaking was coming from.
この鉄格子で遮るものはおしまいのはずだ。
I believe these are the final metal bars blocking the way.
ここから屋敷までどのくらいあるんです？
How far is it to the mansion from here?
かなり歩く。
Quite a walk.
道は平坦だが30分は歩いた記憶が。
The path is even, but I seem to remember walking for 30 minutes.
全力疾走ならその半分ってことだわ。
So if we run all out, it'll be half that time. Yeah, I mean, we just literally just talked about Nanjo's lethal waste. Do you really think Nanjo is going to be able to run 15 minutes all out straight? No way. They couldn't tell for sure since they didn't have the three-sided mirror, but there's no guarantee that George and Jessica would still be alright against demon opponents after all this time.
歩く2倍の速度で走れば15分。
Yeah, true. If we run at twice the speed of walking, it'll be 15 minutes.
さらにその2倍で走れば8分を切るわ。
And twice that speed would make it 8 minutes.
さらにその倍の全力疾走なら5分かからん。
And if we sprint all out at double that speed, it won't even take 5. Why are they saying that? Yes, if you keep running double as fast, it will take half as much time.
問題ない。
No problem.
むちゃくちゃな計算ですな。
What an unreasonable calculation.
ですが、火事場の計算式はそういうものです。
But that's how you calculate in a fire.
申し訳ございません旦那様方。
My sincere apologies, everyone.
後を頼みます。
Please, watch my back.
任せたまえ。
Leave it to us.
カノンは1秒でも早く鉄格子を。
Cannon, you cut the bars as fast as you can.
シャノンはワルギリアとかいう魔女への妨害に専念したまえ。
Shannon, you concentrate on jamming this witch called Virgilia or whatever.
追っては私とキリエさんで防ぐ。
Kairos-san and I will defend against our pursuers. Then, the roars of beasts rang out from the darkness, and several fiery, glowing, bright red eyes appeared. Goats that were several levels more massive than the guards were rushing with an incredible force. The tremors they created were almost like an earthquake. They brought a frightening intensity and terror, but Kairi actually laughed with relief. Those massive bodies wouldn't be able to go through the crack in the bars. Oh, there they are. They're stuck. The group of goats crashed into the metal bars with a fierce sound like that of a train colliding with dead end. Nanjo, for the love of God. Please be able to run fast if we don't make you do anything. The group of goats crashed into the metal bars with a fierce sound, like that of a train colliding with a dead end. Clumps of dirt fell here and there from the ceiling, and you could tell that the metal bars had bent, as if collapsing. Their charging power probably was on par with a train. If the metal bars hadn't been there, they would likely have overwhelmed the 5 of them and crushed them in an instant. When the group of goats pressing up against the metal bars noticed the 5 people right in front of them, they let out a terrible howl, trying to intimidate the 5. Or maybe that was out of pain from their game of push and shove. One calm goat among them figured out what should be done about the metal bars, then grabbed 2 of them with its massive arms and began bending them as though opening double doors. Kairi sharply jabbed her metal pole at that goat's vitals. Yeah. No, you're very right. You're very right. It has certainly picked up. Excuse me. Kairi sharply jabbed her metal pole at the goat's vitals. Thank you. The goat let out a roar of anguish. It probably hurt a lot, but that was all. It wasn't enough to bring him down. You know what? Give me like 2 seconds. I'm gonna go blow my nose. I'm like dying here all of a sudden. Okay. Back. Here we go. I need my my sinus to cooperate with me here. It was enough to bring it down. Kraus-san. Oh! Still holding the metal pole she had stuck out, Kyrie relinquished the opposite tip to Kraus. Kraus ran there with all his might, jumped up and kicked down with all his weight and kicking power combined. All that destructive power was focused on a single pole, drilling it in. No way. They just... are you okay? Please don't rub the affected area. I'll prescribe some medicine later. Take care. As the goat who'd taken a pile bunker to its vitals writhed with teary eyes, it nodded its head. Looks like our link isn't that bad either. We won't lose to Shannon-chan and Cannon-kun. Wait, so did Nanjo just do like a diss doctor joke at the fucking... Okay, that is exactly... Okay, so I mistook it because I thought he was talking to like Kraus. I thought he was saying like by what like Kraus's move like maybe injured himself, and so I thought he was kind of like consoling him like, oh, don't rub and then I pieced it together. And then I pieced it together and I was like, wait, no. He's talking to the goat that just got hit. Or, you know, got the pole attack. That is really goofy. That is... that is insane. Nanjo shit-talking the goats from behind the bars. Naturally, for a loving family like us. Kraus taking the piss out of the situation. We could do it if we take them together. Next, that one on the right. Understood. You really are a good wife. That Rudolph must have grumbled a little too much. Huh. Tell me about it later. Rudolph-san, suddenly turning pale in heaven won't do you any good, okay? Oh my god, it just keeps going, okay. The goat's massive bodies were buried in rose bushes. Even taking into account that a leg's power is 3 times that of an arm's, the strength surpassed common sense. To think that those massive bodies had been kicked in the chin and flown through the air, it was too fierce. Even George seemed a little surprised. To think that my kick works on monsters too. Now there's a shock. It's because of your counterattack style barrier. The attacking power that grazes you is added onto your own. Your kick has been supplemented by those monsters' superhuman strength. Oh? I don't really get it, but isn't that just perfect for me? No matter who attacks me, they should be prepared for a counterattack of equal measure. Non-aggressive defense. That's my policy. That's why Gap couldn't easily touch him. Counterattack style barrier had no defensive power. However, because of its countering ability, it could be useful in defense by making the opponent hesitate to attack. The goats had been foolish and so had attacked without worrying. But this second effect had worked in full against Gap. These guys really are dull. When your power is even, it's always an advantage to have a smaller build. He lightly dodged the log-like arms. When those arms touched the barrier that protected George, they let off a strong red light. The tip of the counter-attacking foot would then gain the same sparkle, and the superhuman power of the goat added to its own. The second goat fell forward and floated in the air for a second. Then, George's next roundhouse kick missed right over the fallen goat's head. For an instant, the goat hoped it might get away with its life. But no. The heel was dropped onto the back of its head, and it was forced to kiss the ground.
上段回し蹴りからの練りチャギは基本だろ。
Going from a high roundhouse kick into a nirichagi, whatever, is pretty basic, right?
たまにやると結構当たるよ。
Works pretty well every now and then.
こいつ厄介だ。
This guy's a problem.
マジで厄介だわ。
Seriously, a problem.
何が悪魔だ。何が魔女だ。
What do you mean, demons? What do you mean, witches?
六軒島の主人はこの後ろ宮家だよ。
The rules of Rokkenjima are the Ishiromiya family.
それを体で教えてやるよ。
I'll make you physically aware of that.
こいつ。
You. The only way to finish off George, now that his body's wrapped up in a counterattack style barrier, was to deny him a chance to counterattack. Nothing to do but suck him into the abyss next, then kick and drop him, kick and drop him, kick and drop him, until she kicked him to death. But George had already completely seen through the faint warning signs that told of the appearance of Gap's pitfalls. If he could jump over the next pitfall, then this time, he would probably pulverize Gap's head with his whirlwind-like kick without holding back in the slightest. Just as had been done to his parents. She was able to envision that scene vividly. Gap hated Kinzo more than ever for calling her out to this ridiculous island. Even though Renove held out a shield, he had finally started using his hands. Without a more powerful shield, he wouldn't be able to block Jessica's fists anymore. The enchantment on Jessica's fists grew the more she fought. The permeating upgrade had already grown several times, and those fists had also been given an impact upgrade, a piercing upgrade, and a speed upgrade, making them fists worthy to fight on par with a demon.
どうしたよ。
What's wrong?
へばってきたんじゃねえのかよ。
Starting to get tired?
動きが鈍ってきてるぜ。
You're getting all slow.
いい
No?
え、ジェシカ様の動きと思考、動体視力が飛躍的にエンチャントされているのです。
Your movements and thoughts and kinetic vision have all rapidly enchanted, or have been rapidly enchanted.
私の動きは最初から変わっていませんよ。
My movements have not changed from the beginning.
あなたの動きが私を捉えつつあるのです。
Your movements are beginning to catch up to me.
それでも反撃はしねえわけか。
And you still won't fight back?
これが私のこだわりですので。
This is my style.
しかし、このままというわけにもいきますまい。
However, I cannot allow it to continue at this rate.
そろそろ本気で終わりにさせてもらいますよ。
It's about time for me to get serious and end this. Renove's face turned into an expression he hadn't shown before. It was full of respect for Jessica in a truly demonic way. Because it was an expression he only showed for enemies who made him get serious. Whoa!
なんだこれ。
What the? With a gesture of his whole body that you couldn't call elegant, Renove held out a shield with all his strength, a shield the size and thickness of a wall. It was more tenacious than a simple shield. It literally was a wall. And on top of that, with all of Renove's magical power, it pushed Jessica back bit by bit. Did he plan on pushing her back against the wall and crushing her to death? Jessica tried to break through the wall with both fists, but it was solid. Without any exaggeration, it was solid.
これがお前の
That's a good
本
line.
気かよ。
For real, it was very solid. Is this what you call serious?
上等だぜ。打ち砕いてやら
No problem. I'll break right through it!
今度はそうはさせませんよ。
I will not let you this time.
この壁は一味違います。
This wall is somewhat different.
どれ私もエンチャントさせていただきましょう。
Here, allow me to enchant it as well. When Renova made a magic sign almost like a ninja, the wall glowed red for an instant, and some kind of ominous power dwelt within it. Jessica was able to recognize that almost immediately with her body. Every time her fists hit the wall, pain as though glass fragments had scattered and hit all over her body rebounded against her.
攻撃反応装甲を付与させていただきました。
I upgraded it with attack reactive armor.
ジェシカ様の攻撃を相殺することで威力を減退させ
An exceptional item that will decrease the force of your attacks by counterbalancing them.
のみならず反応破片で反撃までできる優れものです。
And which can even counterattack with reactive fragments.
殴り続けるのは大いに結構ですが、それはリスクにも及びます。
It's perfectly fine to keep punching it, but doing so will damage you as well.
つまりお前の壁と私の我慢比べってことかよ。
In short, it's an endurance test between me and your wall.
上等だ。
No problem.
ジェシカ様が膝をつくのが先か、壁に押し込まれるのが先か。
Will you fall to your knees first, or be pushed into the wall first?
見物させていただきましょう。
Allow me to observe.
打ち破ってこの壁ごとお前の横っ面をぶっ飛ばす方が先かもな。
Except I might break through it and smash that whole wall along with your face, right?
見てやがれ。
Watch it! Without hesitation, Jessica punched using both fists. Each time she did, a large amount of shards scattered, torturing her entire body. Instantly, several red gashes appeared all over her. She grimaced at the intense agony, but her eyes were burning with fighting spirit, and her lips curved in a grin that stood in sharp contrast to the pain.
カノン、まだかね。
Cannon, are you done yet?
私たちは平気だが、
But we're fine.
奴らを防ぐ鉄格子が平気ではなさそうだ。
But the metal bars blocking them don't seem to be
もう少しです。
just a little more.
こいつらキリがないわ。
There's no stopping these guys.
おしくらまんじゅうだけで鉄格子を破りかねない。
These metal bars might break just from them shoving each other. A group of goats made the metal bars creak. Several arms grabbed the bars, twisting them with superhuman strength. However, some bars were being pulled in opposite directions by different hands. Apparently, they really were stupid. The way those countless hands grabbed the metal bars sometimes happened to match up by chance. Several hands grasping two metal bars neatly put their power together, pulled the bars to the left and right. The incredible sound of metal bending could be heard, and that crack was getting larger bit by bit. They attacked the arms of those goats one by one, but they weren't getting anywhere. They couldn't stop the gap from spreading left and right. At that time, there was a loud metal sound behind him. Cannon had finally finished cutting.
早く。
Quickly!
キリエさん、レディーファーストだ。
Kairi-san, ladies first.
南條先生も続いて。
You go next, Dr. Nanjo.
旦那様、ここは僕に任せてください。
Kurasama, please leave this place to me.
これは
This is... Cannon's red sword that cut the metal bars disappeared.
ごめん、
Sorry,
ワルギリア様の霊視線影響下に入った。
we've entered Virgilia-sama's spirit particle area of influence. A very normal thing to say.
私たちの魔力が中和されてる。
Our magic power has been neutralized.
よくも大魔女と呼ばれた私にここまで抗ったものです。
How dare you resist me this far, I who is called a great witch?
もはやその地下道ではあなたたちの魔法は使えませんよ。
You can no longer use your magic in that underground passage. A magic circle column drew a complex magical formula with Virgilia at the center. With such genuine magic being used, Shannon's power couldn't even compete. On the contrary, it was surprising that she had withstood as long as she had.
霊視優勢を確保。
Spirit particle supremacy ensured.
さあシエスタ姉妹、今度こそあなたたちの出番ですよ。
Come, Chester sisters, it's your turn now, right?
ってまだ再起動してるんですか？
Wait, are you still rebooting?
なんで最近の子は寝起きが悪いの？
Why are kids these days so bad at waking up?
申し訳ありませんであります。
My apologies.
私たち全員バージョンが違ってて、
We're all different versions.
なんでバージョン変わるたびにショートカットとプルダウンがしっちゃかめっちゃかになるに。
Why do the shortcuts and pull down menus get all screwed up every time you change versions, Nia?
前回不正な終了がありました？
You did not shut down correctly last time. Oh my god. She got hit with the you didn't shut down correctly last time message.
管理者権限？
Oh, administrator privileges?
何これわけわかんない。
What's going on? I don't know. Absurd. Oh my god, I'm not making that noise. I'm not making it. Nope.
早く直して。
Fix me quickly. Wah.
この得体トラブルシュートにコール。
Call the Imperial Guard's troubleshooting team.
何？
What?
ユーザーコードがないと教えない？
You can't help us without a user code.
ユーザーコードは45が管理してるに。
45 had the user code. Yeah. Nope. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
9999にしか聞こえん。
It just sounds like 9999 in Japanese to me.
紙に書かせろ。
Have her write it on some paper.
言語支援システム再起動できてないから文字も書けないに。
She can't reinstall her IME, so she can't write characters. Yeah.
お前たちはゆっくり修理していなさい。
You take your time fixing yourselves.
私が行ってきます。
I'm going.
ごめんなさい。
Sorry. The Chester sisters just being... Oh boy. The narrow underground passage was packed with goats, truly like a commuter train in the morning. Virgilia was again shocked by this congestion.
何をやってるんですか？
What are you doing?
え？
Huh?
ご褒美が欲しいから一番乗りがしたい。
You want to go first because you want the prize?
他のヤギにご褒美を奪われたくないから邪魔をし合っている。
You're getting in each other's ways because you don't want the other goats to steal the prize from you?
このおバカヤギたちが！
You stupid goats!
私が行きますから道を開けなさい。
I'm going, so make way.
何？
What?
嫌ですって？
You don't want to?
ワルギリア様がご褒美を奪うつもりだ。
Virgilia Sama's trying to steal your prize?
なんでスクラム組んでるんですか？
Why are you all standing arm in arm? Oh my god. This is insane. Tight cramped.
いつからここはヤギ専用車両に？
When did this become a goats only car? Ugh, yeah.
今お尻触った子、次の駅で降りなさい。
You. That kid who just touched my butt. Get off at the next station.
何あなた？
Hmm? What's with you?
こっちへ来いって。
Come this way, you say? I definitely did not. I definitely did not. The Five and Crosses group dashed through the passageway with all their strength. They couldn't dawdle around in an underground place like this. They had to quickly join up with the children on the surface. If they could meet up, there would no longer be any more sorrow. At that time, terrible rumble started chasing them. Had their pursuers finally made it through the middle bars? They couldn't see anyone when they turned around. However, that rumble in the dirt that fell here and there from the ceiling grew closer and closer, finally catching up with them, even going past them. It felt almost like being chased by ghosts. For a second, they thought they'd gotten away, till the ceiling in front of them fell in, and a single goat stood in their path. Virgilia was sitting on its shoulder. Ah!
賢い子が近道を知っていました。
This wise child knew a shortcut.
偉い子ですね。一等賞ですよ。
What a good kid. You get first prize.
後で手作りのサバのカレー煮をご馳走してあげますよ。
Later, you can have some handmade mackerel curry. Maybe it really was happy about that dubious prize. Massive Goat showed its joy by putting its hands together and writhing. Virgilia leapt down, laughing that this time it was finally checkmate.
くそ、ダメだ。
Damn, it's no use.
魔力が完全に殺されてる。
Our magic has been completely killed.
まだよ。
Not yet.
魔法がなくても私たちにはまだこの体がある。
Even without magic, we still have these bodies.
無茶だ。
Don't be ridiculous.
あんな化け物にあの不思議な力がなくて戦えるわけがない。
There's no way you could fight a monster like that without that strange power.
子供たちは下がっていたまえ。
Stay back, children.
私が何とかするから、その隙にあの化け物の両脇を駆け抜けるんだ。
I'll do something about this. So escape past the sides of that monster while I distract them.
させませんよ。
I won't let you. When Virgilia clapped her hands, a purple magic circle wall appeared behind her, stealing even the faint hope that Kraus had been betting on.
ドンチ、キュースか。
Is there nothing more to be done?
いや、まだだ。
No. Not yet.
ジェシカも戦った。
Even Jessica fought.
私が戦わんわけにはいかん。
I must do so as well.
本気なの？
Are you serious?
無理よ。あんな巨大な化け物に。
It's not possible. Not against that massive monster.
むちゃくちゃだ。
Don't be absurd.
クラウスさん、他の方法を考えましょ
Kraus-san, let us think of another way.
う。思いついたら提案してくれたまえ。
If you think of something, say it.
それまでも私が何とかするしかないようだ。
Until then, looks like I'll have to manage something.
さあ、下がりたまえ。
Come on, get back.
気をつけて。
Take care. Oh,
おやおや、クラウス。
my, Kraus.
あなた一人でこの子と戦うつもりですか？
You intend to fight this child alone?
わからんぞ。
You never know.
戦いにはまぐれあたりの一発だってあり得る。
In a fight, it's always possible getting a lucky shot.
まぐれでも勝てるつもりとお思いですか？
You think you can win even with a fluke?
身の程知らずのあなたのために私が状況を整理して差し上げましょう。
Allow me to explain so that even one who is so blissfully unaware of his place can understand.
何？
What?
あなたが 100% の力を発揮したとしてあなたの戦闘力はせいぜい6。
If you were to wield 100% of your strength, your power level is at most 6.
対してこの子の戦闘力は1000。
In comparison, this child has a power level of 1,000.
つまりあなたが100人束になっても絶対に勝てないということです。
In short, even if there were 100 of you, you definitely couldn't win.
まあ確かに戦いには不確定要素もあります。
We got a 1? A 1? Well, it's true that there are uncertain elements in a fight.
その戦闘力に多少の倍率がかかることも認めましょ
Let us admit that your power level has a slight scaling factor to it.
う。しかしそれでも あなたがこの子を倒せる確率は 0.00001% というところでしょうか。
But even so, your chances of defeating this child are at perhaps 0.00001% chance.
お分かりかしら。
What is happening? Do you understand?
あなたには万に一つの勝ち目もないということです。
You don't even have a 1 in 10,000 chance of victory. Virgilia and the goat guffawed together.
くそ
Damn it.
万一ということは配当は1万倍ということではないか。
If I've got a 1 in 10,000 chance, that means the payoff will be 10,000 times greater, right?
いい大物だ。
A splendid dark horse.
そういう馬券は好きだよ。買いたくなる。
Seeing a ticket like that makes me want to buy it right away.
それを買うコインはあなたの命1枚しかありませんよ。
But the coin to buy it is your life. You've only one of those, right?
しかしそれでもその奇跡に運命を託したいというあなたの気持ちよくわかります。
However, I can understand why you'd still want to entrust that miracle to fate.
ですので恐れずに立ち向かうあなたの勇気をたたえ一つハンデを差し上げましょう。
Therefore, I shall praise your courage for standing against us without fear, and give you a bit of a handicap.
この子は左腕一本で戦います。
This child will fight with only his left arm.
まあそれでもあなたに負ける気は全くしませんが。
Well, even so, I have absolutely no intention of losing to you.
それにしても何かしら、さっきからピンポンピンポンと。
Come to think of it, what's that bing bong noise I keep hearing?
よかろう。
Very well.
その勝負受けて立ってやる。
I'll take that challenge.
左腕だろうとなんだろうと、どうせ私は一撃で殺されるだろう。
Whether it uses its left arm or not, I'm sure I'd be killed with a single strike.
私のチャンスもまた一撃しかないのだ。
I also only have a single chance at a strike.
それに全てかけるしかあるまい。
I can only bet everything on that.
むちゃくちゃだ、クラウスさん。
That's absurd, Kraus-san.
あんたがボクシングをやってたことは知っているが、それでも大学時代のはず。
I know you used to do boxing, but wasn't that as far back as your college days?
いやいや、仮にプロのボクサーがいたとしても、あんな化け物、一撃で倒せるはずもない。
No, even if you were a pro boxer, there's no way you could defeat a monster like that with one strike. Not with that attitude, Nanjo.
リング
Nanjo.
の上での試合なら確かにね。
That would be true if it were a match in the ring.
でもクラウス兄さんが望みをかけるチャンスがわずかだけどあるわ。
But while Kraus Nissan's chance to bet on this hope is faint, it does exist.
彼はそれに全て望みをかけている。
He's betting everything on that hope.
まさか。
You aren't saying,
しかしそんなのうまくいくわけがない。
but there's no way that would work out.
旦那様
Kraus-sama,
見ている。
watch me.
一撃で決めてやる。
I'll settle this with a single strike. How shallow. I know what you're after. The distance between the two of them is more than 10 meters. If the goat and Kraus both step in with all their strength to settle the fight with a single blow, their power will be double what is normal. Both will crash together, so it's a relative 4 times normal. Even if, on top of that, the strike lands on a weak point for a critical hit, it'll only double the power again. In short, Kraus's maximum power level 6 times 8 would be 48 at the most. He might or might not be able to win if he repeated that lucky shot a full 20 times. If you're killed every time you take a hit and your damage still accumulates. Let's see, perhaps you might finally win when you got to episode 24. Yes? If only the series could stretch on so long. Either way, you don't even have a slight chance at victory. Hey, seriously, what is that bing bong sound?
私も一撃に全てをかけさせていただく。
I'm so confused. What is that? What is that counter going up? I need to know. I need to know what the payoff for this is. Let me bet everything on a single strike.
ヤギ君も遠慮することはない。
You have no reason to pull back either, Goku.
本気で来たまえ。
Come at me seriously.
全力を要望ですね。
He's requesting that you go all out.
本気の一撃で粉砕し、肉片に変えてやりなさいね。
Smash him with a single serious strike and turn him into chunks of meat. As the goat got excited and beat its chest over and over, took a position as though preparing for a sprint. Is this what you wanted? Bet your hopes on the greatest limits of your power level and despair when even that gets you nowhere? It rang again. What the heck? It's really starting to get on my nerves.
行くぞ。
Here I go.
いいかね。
Ready? Goat howled in response. Then, with a match timing that only the men confronting each other could comprehend, the two leapt toward like bullets shot out of a gun. This is insane that they're going head to head. The men howled, collecting the strength from all over their bodies into one arm each. The goat's fiery, glowing eyes clearly locked onto Krause's face. He could perfectly see a vision of when he would step forwards, when he would punch through Krause and blow him away, and when he would win perfectly. The long, painful days up to that point drifted through the goat's mind. Those painful days of training when his senpais had picked on him. She's gonna eat me? Those faint glimpses of the warm concern his senpais felt for him. And the joy of that day his power had been acknowledged when he had been accepted as one of the comrades. Fuck. I never showed proper respect to my parents. That's right. Didn't I plan to wash my hands of this business when this job was over and return to my hometown? I'm sorry, little goat sister. Yoni-chan always caused you so much trouble. And I actually have a childhood friend. I'm gonna marry her when I get home. Yeah, no! Stop tripping all those loser flags! You can't handle that punch, dodge it! It happened the instant before the two crashed and their punches crossed. You fool, Virgilia. Looks like you failed to make a calm and rational decision. You mustn't take that punch. Knock it aside. The very instant the goat's left straight and Krause's right straight crossed. The goat obeyed Virgilia's order with super fast reflexes and pulled it straight back, repelling Krause's punch. That's right. Virgilia's decision probably had been wise. After all, the number of loser flags amplifies the power level of one's opponent. Okay. That was close. If you had taken that punch after tripping so many loser flags, imagine just how great a force it would have been amplified to. Come on, from there, smash the completely open right side of his face with a right straight. What? That promise about fighting with only your left arm? Are promises made to be broken? Ah, tripped another one.
失望よ、ワルギリア。
I'm disappointed, Virgilia.
あなたはやはり冷静を欠いていたわ。
You really have lost your composure.
なんですって。
What's that?
直前に気づいて避けさせた私のどこが冷静でないと。
How was I not composed by noticing it beforehand and making him avoid it?
どうしてですか、キリン様。
Why is that, Kairi-sama?
あのまま激突していたら旦那様の勝ちだったのでは。
If they had crashed like that, wouldn't it have been Krause's?
そうか。
I see.
負けフラグの数が20でも
Even with 20 loser flags,
まだ足りないんだ。
that's not enough. Krause's and the Goat's double rush made for times 4. With a miracle as an ally, the firm promise of a critical hit doubled it again for times 8. On top of that, there was an amplification of times 20, equal to the number of loser flags, making for times 160. At a glance, that was an incredible amplification, but even so, Krause's power level was 6. Even multiplied by 160, it only made for a power level of 960. Just barely below the Goat's 1000.
だから冷静じゃないと言ったのよ。
This is absurd. That's why I said you weren't composed.
あなた失敗したわ。
It's your blunder.
そのまま激突していればあなたの勝ちだったの。
If they had crashed like that, you would have won. Oh!
たとえそうだったとしても、この右ストレートでクラウスの頭を砕けば同じこと。
Even if that were so, it all comes to the same thing if this right straight smashes across his head.
死ね、後ろ宮クラウス。
Die, Ishiromiya Kraus!
食らいたまえ。ボクシング界最強の一撃を。
Take this, the strongest strike of the boxing world. After repelling Kraus's right straight, the Goat's right straight attacked the right side of Kraus's face, which had been left open. But there, it crossed Kraus's left straight. The two punches crossed, and time stopped as each aimed for the face of the other. Huh?
まさかこのタイミングで相打ちに持ってくるとは。
To think that it would be time for a simultaneous strike.
しかし戦闘力は160倍止まりで960。
But his power level stops at times 160, making it 960.
うちの子の1000には及びませんでしたよ。
It doesn't reach up to my child's 1000.
いや、
No,
ワルギリアさん、
Virgilia-san,
あんたの負けだ。
it's your loss.
どうして？
Why?
あんた、最初のクロスカウンターを弾かせちまった。
You made him repel the first cross counter.
確かに、その次に繰り出した右ストレートが当たれば、クラウスさんは粉々にされていただろう。
Certainly, if another right straight after that were to hit, Kraus-san would probably be in pieces.
しかし、そいつをクロスされてしまった。
However, I was crossed.
こりゃダメだ。
That's no good.
悪いが、あんたんとこのヤギさんの乾杯だよ。
Sorry, but this is a complete loss for you and this goat. A cross counter is 4 times the destructive power of a normal punch? This is common knowledge in the This is common knowledge in the boxing world. And if it's blocked and the right straight hits, then it's a double cross counter with 8 times the destructive power. This is also common knowledge in the boxing world. And if that is crossed, then by the principle of leverage, the triple cross would multiply the destructive power by 12. What the fuck? This is also painfully common knowledge in the boxing world. It's so painfully common knowledge. It's even written in a Mishobo book.
クラウスさんの戦闘力は6。
Kraus-san's power level is 6.
双方2倍の踏み込みで4倍。
The rushing from both sides is times 4.
クリティカルヒットで8倍。
The critical hit is times 8.
負けフラグの立てすぎで160倍。
And times 160 for tripping too many loser flags.
そして トリプルクロスカウンターでさらに12倍
And times 12 again for the triple cross counter.
1920
Times 1920? His power level is 11,520. Krause's punch now had the power to easily win the first Tenkaichi Budokai. Holy shit!
これは勝利を最後まで諦めなかったクラウスさんの執念とあんたの慢心が招いた結果だ
This result was brought about by Krausan's persistence in not giving up on victory until the end. And your pride.
どちらが欠けてもこの威力にはならなかった
Without either, the strength would not exist.
あんたよく戦ったよ
You fought well.
もう倒れてもいいんだぞ
You may now fall. Nanjo clapped the goat on the shoulder. What? Your Oni-chan gave it his all. As the sparkling drops from the goat's eyes scattered, he bent backwards and fell on Virgilia. That noise. Heavy, get off me! The goat's massive body was too heavy for the slender Virgilia. She wriggled around with it on top of her, but it didn't look like she'd be able to escape. In that instant, the barrier Virgilia had sealed broke.
悪く思うな
Don't take it personally.
テコの原理を侮ったのが君の敗因だ
It was the principle of leverage that led to your defeat.
どうしてあのカウンターでテコの原理が働くのかしらね。
I wonder how the principle of leverage applied to that counter.
永遠の謎だわ。
It's an eternal mystery.
今のうちに逃げましょう
Oh, let's escape while we can.
ヤギさんもお大事に
You take care too, Goat-san.
それでは失礼しますワルギリア様
Well then, excuse us, Virgilia-sama.
ペコリ
Bow. Wait!
待ちなさい
Wait up!
これどけて
Get this off me!
ガブガブガブガブガブガブ
Get it! Gap, 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 gap. Gap, 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 gap. I'm just, you know what? I need to just incorporate gap, 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 gap now into like my lexicon. And everyone will know what I'm talking about when I say it. After that, there was nothing to block their way. They ran intently through the underground passage. Wow. Oh. Scene change. We gotta end it there. I don't want to go past 3 hours here. Unfortunate. But this, I would definitely say, if you weren't already going to, this was definitely, this is a VOD to watch. A VOD to watch, for sure. That was a lot. That was, yes. Today was one of the streams of one of these streams. Yeah, that was all insane. That was all insane. That was crazy. Lots of weird shit. I'm confused. I started off baffled. We started off baffled and like surprised and then shocked, and then it was just nonstop action for like 2 hours. So that's pretty good. We got through some low points in this episode 4 here to get to this. So all is well there. It's working though. I think it's working. We got through the Maria mines. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, we did. One more day. One more day of Umineko week. I'll be back to stream another 2 to 3 hours tomorrow, because it just doesn't stop. Then we'll be taking a short break. So if you have VODs or whatever to catch up on after that, you have until then, Saturday, to do so. I do not plan on playing Umineko Thursday or Friday, obviously. So, Saturday night, though, we'll be back. Will I finish episode 4 this weekend? Possibly. I don't know. That would be cool, wouldn't it? Who can say? Not me. Thanks so much for watching. It was this, like I said, a fun Tuesday night Umineko stream for sure. Back tomorrow. I assume the action is not going to stop. It looked as if by the next scene that was pulling up, we had some fights to continue. Spoilers. I don't spoilers for the thing that was happening today. Thanks for joining. Thanks for putting up with all the Umineko time and streams and shit. I know we're going at an accelerated pace and all, so back tomorrow. Until then, have a nice rest of your night. Have a great Wednesday, because today's Tuesday. That's how the week goes. Yeah, until next time.